Protection Agency in the late 1970s. Roll says the funds will go towards PCB contamination in areas such as Chicago, Evanston, Beach Park, and Winnetka. A statement says in part, "I'm pleased the settlement will hold Monsanto accountable for producing and disposing of a dangerous toxic chemical that continues to impact Illinois' natural resources."
The federal government did not commemorate World AIDS Day this week for the first time since it was recognized globally in 1988. But that and a snowstorm did not stop St. Louisans from marching downtown Monday. Participant Jordan Braxton spoke with our news partners at Fox 2.
I have protested in the cold. I have marched in the rain. I've marched in 100-degree weather. And it's not the weather. And I do this for the people who are no longer here.
From the business desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, nearly 44% of the 16,000 truck driving programs in the U.S. may be forced to close if they lose their students, following a review by the Federal Transportation Department. That review found they may not be complying with government requirements. Separately, the Department of Homeland Security is auditing trucking firms owned by immigrants to verify their drivers are qualified to hold a commercial license.
A very cold day today as clouds break for some sun, the high 30, partly cloudy and quite cold tonight, though 22. Some sun will give way to more clouds tomorrow, but not so cold for the afternoon, the high 41. However, Thursday will be much colder despite some sunshine, the high only 23. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Currently, we have 26 degrees, cloudy skies downtown at the Arch. I'm Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Chris Ranji, Amy Marks Kors, The Chris and Amy Show.
You know who it is.
Also, if you didn't know, this is called The Show.
On 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Well, look at us. Having a day on this snow. Well, it's not snowy anymore. It's just all over the ground. That, by the way, the last snow we're going to get for the entire winter. That was it. What we just had the last weekend, that's it.
Well,
we're done.
They weren't kidding.
It.
They weren't kidding when last week they said this is going to be the snowiest winter we've had in a long time.
Well, it just started too. So look at us. 314-436-7900. Please join us, won't you? Also, you can text us by using that same phone number. Odyssey app, voice messages, leave them there. You can listen to the show live on the Odyssey app or try your smart speaker. You could say, hey, play KMOX. And we are right there in your house. In your home. You can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Please follow us at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
That's right. More gridlock happening yesterday with the snowstorm coming through during the afternoon, a little earlier than MoDOT expected, apparently. And we, apparently, are going to speak to them a little bit later on today.
And apparently, I've never been on the radio before. Well, you may have seen images of that warehouse fire downtown near the river. A 6-alarm warehouse fire causes uncertainty in the $1.2 billion Gateway South project. That building was a key part of that project.
And Jordan Bennington not happy about being pulled from the game last night as the Blues lost to the Ducks. We'll talk about that. We'll talk a little Cardinals baseball with Rob Raines. That's coming up at 10:30. Colonel Jeff McCausland, before that, will join us. He'll be with us at 10 o'clock. And like we said, MoDOT is, we're going to speak to a representative from MoDOT at some point today. We believe in the 11 o'clock hour. We're still working that out because we are told there's been some confusion as to what exactly happened yesterday. And I did not fly back into town until the evening, so I got to miss all the early fun. So whatever was going, I just know this. I got a text message from Amy on our group thread here, our show thread. And, she says, well, it took me an hour and a half to get to Kirkwood from downtown, which was more like an hour, 36 minutes.
It was an hour and 36 minutes.
That's a long time.
It is. And it took me an hour from our building at Olive and Tucker to get to the hill. Like I passed, would it be Ragazzi's right there on the hill near Shaw. an hour. It took an hour to get from Tucker and Olive to the hill. I will say, side note, not important, but I called my mom twice, and I called her. I'm just like, hey, I'm bored. Because I was just sitting.
Leave her alone.
And she's like, oh my gosh, stop calling me. What are you doing? What's Dad doing? And we just sat there.
Leave that woman alone.
And then I called back, hey, I'm bored. I'm still sitting here.
Oh my God. Call Pajeski or something.
Well, he was off. I didn't want to call him on his off day.
I'm bored. I'm not that bored. Don't call me.
Are you sure?
Wow.
I was actually very busy.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
Ew. So, okay, never mind. All right, good.
Ew.
So yeah, well, my dumbass over here,
Yeah?
I flew out. It was a real quick weekend trip, and I flew out as the first storm rolled in Saturday morning.
I can't believe you got out.
I can't.
Wow.
Let me tell you a thing that happened, and I'm going to ask you if this has ever happened to you before, because I've never seen this. I've never heard of this before. So I had a 5 a.m. flight on Saturday, and we were, keeping an eye on the weather, and we heard that it was coming through, and heard that it was going to be rolling through at about the time you needed to be at the airport. So I wake up at 2:15, trying to get to the airport by 3:34. I look out the window, no snow. Okay, we're good, right? I go shower, get the bags ready, walk out the door. It's snowing pretty hard. And by the time I got to 70, about 5 to 10 minutes away from the airport, it was, I thought about turning around because it was really coming down and it looked like nothing had been done. I mean, maybe it had. I know when the snow's coming down and it's heavy, there's not a whole lot that pre-treatment can do. But it seemed like it was a little treacherous. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we were in the process of getting 5, 6, 7 inches of snow.
Yeah.
At that point.
So, and I didn't know how bad it was going to be because I thought it was 1 to 3 inches, but apparently got up to 7, right?
8 inches of snow in Edwardsville.
Good Lord. So we get on the plane and we board on time. Flight's supposed to leave at 5:05. We get on the plane and they pull back. They do the whole de-icing process. And if you've never been on the plane when they do it, it's like fire hoses with the antifreeze solution. And they spray it down. They knock off all the ice and snow that's on the plane first. Then they do another coating. It's a different one, and it's supposed to, keep you good for a little bit. And then we just sat there for like 25 minutes, and I started thinking, does this de-icing solution stop working after a bit? Because it is still snowing pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking this is...
How long are you de-iced?
Yeah, like how long does that work? Because I'm thinking, well, this is the end of me because this plane, and the rest of the plane.
Wow.
Mostly
He's
you.
on a plane with 250 people.
No, it was 100 people.
100 people.
It was 100
and
people.
And your thought is, this is the end of me.
Yeah, not the end of us. This is the end of me.
My gosh.
Remember,
You're a Seinfeld character.
Although, remember how I told you I don't want to die alone? There you go.
Oh, my gosh.
I'd have been with 99 other people.
So you're going to lean over to the person next to you and say, hey, at least we're all going down together, right?
Well, but how about this? I had my own row because it was not totally full.
Okay.
So anyway, the pilot gets on and he says, we can't see, so we can't leave. And my first thought was, dude, it's been snowing like this for a good hour and a half. How are you just now being able to tell that you can't see?
Yeah.
Right? So I can't believe they put us on the plane. And then they let everybody get off if they wanted.
Okay.
They pulled back up to the gate.
They detached.
Yes.
From the gate.
We pulled back.
Then you pulled back into how far away from the gate did you get?
Not very far because they pull you back so then they could do the de-icing thing. And then they brought us. He said we might go back to the gate. We went back to the gate.
They reattached you.
They reattached us. And then they said, yeah, you can get off. But if you do, take all your bags with you. And then.
So they gave you the option to stay on the plane or to get off the plane.
That's right. I've never heard of that. I thought that you were just a prisoner.
314-436-7900. If you've had the option to disembark or if you've been a prisoner on the plane. Because I thought all the horror stories from several years ago, I think it was pre-COVID, but several years ago, where people were stuck on the tarmac for 6, 8 hours at a time because airlines wanted to say that they were, quote, on time. And I guess as long as you leave the gate, you're on time.
Right. That's exactly what happened.
And people were freaking out because they were on these tarmacs and the toilets would overflow and they'd run out of water. Ugh.
So that is I've never seen that before. They did let everybody get off the plane, and then they said, but if they tell us we're cleared to go, we're not waiting for you. We're just taking off. So I didn't really, where was I going to go? I was pretty close to the bathroom if I needed it. I'm not taking all my bags off the plane. And then so I just stayed.
How
and then
long did you
4
sit
hours
there?
later.
What?
4 hours later, we took off.
No.
Yeah.
I'm hearing this right. You sat in your seat for 4 hours.
I did. So 5 o'clock, we were supposed to leave. We got to the runway at, I think, 9:05. And that was it.
That's a nightmare.
That is 4 hours.
I would have gotten off that plane.
The updates he kept saying it'll be an
my
hour
gosh,
before we leave.
Sick. I feel sick to my stomach right now. So, and it was not a direct flight, right?
It was
It
direct.
was. Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So then
Well-
at least once you sat on the tarmac for 4 hours, then you at least got to your destination.
Did. Yeah.
Woof. How long was that flight?
Couple hours.
What did you
It was
do
a
for the 4 hour? Were you the only
I
one who
tried to
stayed
sleep.
on
I
the
can't
plane?
sleep. No, a lot of people did.
Did you make a new friend?
No, I was sitting by myself. It was great.
That's not too bad if you have more room like that. I could do 4 hours, I think.
Hours?
If I had a whole row to
I had
myself.
a whole row.
Did you have internet?
I had internet.
I'd be fine.
It's so luxurious to be in your own row on a Southwest Airlines flight. Don't you think?
Wow.
Anyway, I'd never seen it
I've never
before.
experienced that.
And then I flew back last night back into the storm again. So I really struck gold twice.
You did. I might strike gold tomorrow because I'm flying into Denver and they're calling for a ton of snow tomorrow. Of course, no
God.
snow all week and no snow after this. But while my buddy, he just texted me and said, just as a heads up, I'll call you after your show because it is looking like they might get slammed when I arrive.
Oh, boy.
I was just worried about. Now, the good news is I'm not immediately driving up into the mountains like Breckenridge, which is getting slammed with snow.
Yeah.
But Denver doesn't always get hit. Denver can be pretty dry for a long time, and they're getting hit. So, man, it's very travelicious this week.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I did not like that at all.
Okay.
I thought it was the end for me Saturday morning, and aren't you lucky it wasn't?
Well, we have Robert watching on YouTube said Ranj would have a slip and fall going to the plane's bathroom, and then it would be the end of only him.
Okay. That's true. That's true. But those bathrooms are way too small. There's no way you can slip and fall and hit your head in there.
Right. You would just
kind of
still be
lean.
upright. Yeah.
If you passed out, you'd be leaning.
Slip and lean. Now, I will say yesterday, everybody was looking at the commute home, and it wasn't during rush hour. It was earlier. I left here around 12:30. Like I said, it took me an hour and 36 minutes to go home. I don't know if I took the best route or not because certain parts of the highway were closed or really bad, and I'm pretty sure I avoided those worst parts of the highway. 44, we kept moving. Once I got on 44, just west of the hill, we moved consistently between 15 and 20 miles an hour all the way to Barrie, which was the fastest that I moved all day yesterday.
Yeah.
That felt pretty darn fast, 15 to 20 miles an hour. So 44 was not bad. 44 was pretty good this morning. I know 40 is still kind of a mess. Anytime you go north, it's going to get worse. Here's what I will say about me. The snow, I think very uncharitable thoughts about people in the snow. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I wouldn't mind if certain cars slid into a ditch. This morning, red BMW.
Mm-hmm.
I am driving behind. I want to give credit where credit's due. It was a black GMC pickup truck. The most beautiful driving I've ever seen. I tucked in behind this guy.
Beautiful driving
And I've seen a lot of cars. I've seen a lot of cars. And this truck, this GMC truck, if you were on 44 eastbound this morning, beautiful driving. I tucked in behind him. And he went pretty consistently 58 to 60 miles an hour the whole way. Like, it was so nice. But this red BMW just must have been going 70 miles an hour, got really, really close to me really fast and tailgated me for several seconds and then did the real jerky move.
Like jerked
to
the next lane.
To the next lane and then sped up into the backed up J-turn that is Laclede Station Road. Like, raced into stop traffic and then slammed on her brakes. And I'm not going to lie, with the red BMW, I didn't want anyone to get hurt.
But you wouldn't mind if there was an accident.
I wouldn't mind if she slid into a ditch. Single
I don't
car.
understand
I mean, she was asking for an accident.
Even if you have a vehicle that is just built for snow and there's no chance of you skidding off the highway, if you drive like an idiot, you're putting everybody else around you at risk. I don't understand driving as if it's not snowing. If you were the only car on the road, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
But you're not.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they do it, or trucks, really big trucks do it.
Then I had road rage. Remember how I said I was behind this beautiful...
I kind of want you to kill somebody.
No, don't say that. I was behind this beautiful...
I just want to see what happens if you do.
GMC pickup truck, but I had to get into the left lane because if you're going 44 East, the Lafayette exit is a left lane exit. So the left lane's filling up. So I put on my blinker and get over. Well, I thought I had plenty of room. The guy behind me, who is an Lexus SUV, I'm just doxing everybody this morning, a Lexus SUV.
Hey, that's me.
I guess, thought I cut him off. When I'm saying I didn't cut him off, I'm a very cautious driver. I would not cut someone off.
No.
He thought I cut him off. So he turns on his brights at me, I guess to show me that he's mad. Then he
That's exactly what that means.
Then he goes on the other side of me, the right side. And guess what? As I'm getting off at Lafayette, again, it's still snowy, turns on his blinker and fakes out, cuts me off, and then gets back in the other lane to go back on 55.
This is while it's snowing?
While it was snowy.
Come on.
And I said, are you serious?
Come on.
So anyway, again,
right.
I wanted him to slide into a ditch. I don't want anyone to get hurt. I just want minor inconveniences. If you're driving like that, I couldn't believe this road rage.
Yeah.
I was listening to Christmas music.
You deserve to be in the ditch.
I was
agree.
listening to Bing Crosby. I was having a great time. I didn't cut this guy off.
So I will, we'll just say this. If you drive like a butthole during this time period, when it's snowing and it's slick and it's gross out, we all here on the Chris and Amy show hope you end up in a ditch. Not necessarily dead.
No injuries.
Just
minor inconvenience.
Terribly inconvenienced. No, not a minor inconvenience. If your car's in a ditch, that's a major inconvenience. We wish that upon you.
Just don't drive like that. People, turn on some Christmas music. Listen to Julie Tristan do her breath work.
Yes.
And affirmations.
Breathe in.
And then you
Don't drive like a butthole.
That's right.
We are going to talk to MoDOT. We expect to. And we'll find out what the hell happened yesterday. Because a lot of people were very upset with the highways, and I saw the map. I was not here for it. I looked at the map, and it was just bright red everywhere. I went, oh, my God.
I sent it to friends. I'm like, look at this.
So we'll talk to MoDOT at some point today. We appreciate you being with us on the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original, present 100 years of KMOX.
It's over!
There when St. Louis celebrated.
And the St. Louis Blues are the Stanley Cup champions for the first time in franchise history!
A former captain, Bernie, you've always wanted the Stanley Cup in the city of St. Louis, but now that it's here, what can you say about the group of guys that did it?
Oh, my God. This was the Oakland team. Going to go down as one of the greatest stories, maybe, of all time in the NHL.
Petro, how does it feel knowing that your name's going to forever be on this?
Wow. It's crazy to think about. I think it's all starting to sink in right now as I'm walking down right now the street. It's pretty amazing.
This is only going to be one of many Stanley Cups that we win here. Because we bleed blue.
There for every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcasts.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Let Banner Construction show you what a difference James Hardy can make to your home. Banner's exterior design team will show you custom design options to transform your home into the neighborhood showplace. Banner is a preferred James Hardy and Pella Windows specialist. With winter just around the corner, now is the time to think about Pella Windows for energy efficiency and comfort. Call Banner Construction 314-569-1050 to schedule your free in-home consultation, or the website bannerconstruction.com, and have a banner day.
Blues fans, it's Peanuts Night in Enterprise Center. On December 17th, the St. Louis Blues face off against the Winnipeg Jets. And with a special theme ticket purchase, you'll take home an exclusive bobblehead featuring Snoopy driving a Zamboni and Woodstock along for the ride. It's the perfect collectible for hockey and Peanuts fans alike, celebrating Snoopy's winter spirit and love for the game. Don't miss a night of hockey, nostalgia, and fun for the whole family. Get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com/promotions.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Hi, everybody. Tom Calhoun, your PA voice of the St. Louis Blues. Congratulations to KMOX, 100 years strong as the voice of St. Louis.
Quick PSA here, mainly for Christopher Ranji.
Yes.
This is from my mother, Mrs. Mark Scores.
Hello, Mom.
She said, hey, tell Ranj that the eggnog latte at Starbucks is back.
She's lying.
No, she sent me a picture.
What?
Yes, she said, you need to tell Ranj that Starbucks brought the
She's
eggnog latte
Where?
back.
Where? Which one?
At Starbucks.
All of them?
I think so.
Your mom, if your mom is lying to me.
I'm showing him
What?
the picture right now.
What?
What I can't believe is my
What?
mom remembered that you liked that.
What is she?
Because I saw this email yesterday that the eggnog latte, or this morning, came back.
What?
And she took a screenshot of it.
Oh, my God.
A screenshot and sent it, told me to tell you.
Oh, my God, they brought it back. It's right here on the app.
Yep.
It is on the app.
Congratulations.
Oh, my God. Why didn't they make a bigger deal about this?
Well, we're doing it now.
I can't believe it. Thank you, Mrs. Marks Kors,
All right.
for that. That's the best news I've heard today.
Well,
It's only 9:24, but it is the best news I've ever heard.
She is a great lady. Hey, we have a question of the week this week. Every Tuesday we do this. And the question has to do with Christmas lights on your home. Do you like white lights, multicolored lights, or the red and white, like the candy cane lights?
Mm-hmm.
And I was walking around. I'm a multicolored lights person. I think Christmas should be bright and tacky. I love all the old-fashioned multicolored lights. But I also do love the red and white light homes, like the candy cane homes. I think it's a really, really nice palette cleanser for all the multicolored lights. I think it's very festive. I think I would do multicolored lights on my house versus red and white, but I love that the red and white are out there.
Are you talking about the those rich people out there with the pillars in the front of their homes and they have the red ribbons around them?
No pillars. There's no pillars, but there are a lot of...
Because you have to be rich to have pillars.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yes. Or Roman, probably.
Us poors.
The Romans had a lot of pillars.
Us poors, we don't get pillars. Actually, real quick,
Yeah.
Did you know that in New Orleans, in the French Quarter, they have all those canopies, porches with the posts on the sidewalk that hold them up. That used to be, I don't know, a couple hundred years ago, a sign of wealth. The more pillars, the more posts you had on your home out front holding up your awning, that was because you had to pay for each post on the sidewalk. And so if you had like 5 or 6, people thought, oh, wow, they must be rich. Because they were able to put those up.
My friend calls it, if your house is pitchy, it has a lot of pitches, that's when you know it's a big house. Like my roof line is one straight line.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I have a little tiny ranch. It's like my roof is a rectangle.
Yes.
That's it.
Okay.
But if you have a lot of pitches, like, oh, that house is very pitchy.
Wow.
Pitches are the new pillars.
You know, I'll tell you, I think that I would like more pitches on my roof.
I have one pitch.
I have one pitch, too. Hey, so that's our question of the week.
Yes.
At Chris Amy KMOX. Go there and you can vote. You can follow us. You can find out all the fun stuff we're doing and not doing.
And we want to continue to hear from you today because we are going to get to a conversation that is really upsetting our producer, Matt Pajeski.
Yeah. What's his problem?
He hates beige Christmas.
I've got more rules for you.
Oh, God. This kid has so many rules. I don't think, honestly,
You're using the term kid pretty loosely. Why don't you hear what he did this weekend?
Oh. Wow, I actually can't wait to hear it.
But he's got rules. He's anti-beige Christmas.
That's right.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm on his side.
I don't think Pajeski would not have been able to survive without rules.
That's right.
He needs rules.
We need law and
We
order.
all need rules. We all need boundaries.
If there were no other people, he would have to have rules set for him, is what I'm saying.
It's a routine. I call it routine.
It'd probably have to do with how he wears his pants. I don't wear those. I don't wear a brown belt on Wednesdays.
A man has to live by a code, okay?
And by the way, this is only going to get worse. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Hey guys, Dave Glover here from the Dave Glover Show. So, what is my show? My show is 4 different people living 4 different lives, all coming together every day between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. to talk about life, actual life. Not so much headlines or did you see what Trump did today or XYZ. Never predictable because I never know what I'm going to talk about from one segment to the next. So it truly is unique and unpredictable. Join us.
104.1 FM, KMOX.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your holiday with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. For your inner child and your grown-up cravings, the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
What's up, Missouri? Tony Gonzalez here. Your moment is finally here because DraftKings Sportsbook is live in Missouri. You can get in on all the action with fast withdrawals, a safe and secure app, and betting that's easy to use anywhere you go. And the best part, DraftKings keeps the excitement going with awesome promos and offers all season long. That's why it's America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't wait. New customers sign up today. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Let's go, Missouri. Get in the game.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THELOU. New Missouri customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code THELOU in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently Today it's 25 degrees, very cold with sun and areas of low clouds. The slippery conditions could continue throughout the morning commute. A high today of just 30. Tonight, partly cloudy and cold, a low of 20.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyHomes.com. Move up to McKelvey.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up. Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-700-6898. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-700-6898. That's 800-700-6898. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Christmas has arrived at Chesterfield Valley Nursery with hundreds of Christmas trees and our winter greens. Visit our garden center for your live holiday decor, from garland to poinsettias to custom live wreaths made right here at Chesterfield Valley Nursery. Open to the public, everyone is welcome. Stop by 16825 North Outer 40 Road in Chesterfield, directly past the popular entertainment district. Visit ChesterfieldValleyNursery.com.
Tonight, it's men's Billikens basketball action as they face LMU. Pre-game at 8:45, tip at 9 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
You know, it just occurred to me with this, what's this called, this song? It's a snow...
Charlie Brown.
It's called Skating.
Skating, where they're on the pond.
Yep.
So... And this is when they're eating the snow. They got their tongues out like, yeah, I don't like the snow. I wait for April snow or whatever she said.
April snow.
Yeah, it happens in like Cleveland. Cleveland gets April snow all the time for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so specific.
Yeah, I don't know why it's Cleveland.
No, Charlie Brown, let's go to Cleveland.
I think God
April.
hates Cleveland. So here, okay. What bothers me about this weekend that we just had, I need to get this off my chest right now.
Did you notice how his attitude went from the high of the eggnog latte?
By the way, huge assist
news.
to your mother.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I would have just not known about it. Or I would have gone to the app to order and seen it and went, what?
You might have had a
freaked out.
grabber.
I could have had a grabber. That would have been the end of me. I would have died alone again. So I am so upset that I effectively missed the snow. Because, I love being around for snow. I love when it snows here. I love the feel of Christmas and watching it happen or being out in it, and I was gone for it. I left as it came in, and then I arrived as it came back, and I really missed getting to enjoy it.
Aww.
Because I know that they told us we were going to have heavier than normal snowfall this year. That's what AccuWeather told us.
They did.
I have a bad feeling that they have lied and that was it.
Well, they're right so far.
The snow that's on the ground right now, that's it. We're not going to get any more.
I don't believe that's true at all.
That makes me sad.
I don't believe it's true. We're going to get more snow. Also,
right.
Remember how I said I'm flying into Denver tomorrow morning and that Denver can be, I said, they can have long dry spells.
Yeah.
Oh, well, John is watching on Facebook. He said Denver just got their first snow after a record stretch of 220-something days without snow. So good news that I'm flying into that.
So what's wrong with Matt Pajeski? What's his problem?
All right. Matt, would you like to take the floor?
Sure. Well, I don't think it's any secret that beige Christmas is taking over the stores. I mean, it's in Target, it's in Kirkwood, at the farmer's market, it's everywhere. What I mean is that every single ornament, every single Christmas tree, all the decor is now like white or off-white or tan or beige. And if you're watching the stream on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, I'm going to throw some examples up there for you guys to see. It's also like this sort of modernization of Christmas, of anything, really. You know how we talked about how chain restaurants are kind of dulling down decor, and now they're
minimalism, streamlining, sterile, Soviet.
Colors are dark, like gray or tan, just really boring colors.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're losing the old green and red, bright Christmas, all that. So I compiled some examples that I'd like to show you guys.
Okay.
Compiled. Have you ever had a good time after somebody compiled examples of anything? Like, has anything ever been fun after someone said, I've compiled an exhibit for you all to observe?
Yeah, tell us about your compilation.
Yeah, for those on the stream, you can see what I'm talking about. But for those listening, Christmas trees. These companies, like, I don't even know what companies are selling this stuff, but like a Christmas tree little, like, figurine that you might have in your house is now just a beige cone. There's no green anymore. There's no like little snow flocked onto the Christmas tree branches. It's just a beige cone that you have in your house.
Yeah.
It's minimalist. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Everything's white and cute and fluffy. I like the green and red of like a traditional Christmas.
Yeah.
I like a Bing Crosby Christmas album, whereas these newer modernist heathens might like a Pentatonix Christmas.
Is it possible that so I'm looking at he has thrown up an example again, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Find us at KMOX on YouTube, and you can watch the shows live. And he's thrown up all right. He has put up on the screen a copy of the Bing Crosby album, Christmas album, and then right next to it the Pentatonix Christmas album. I think your problem is with Pentatonix.
It's part of the
let
problem.
me tell you what my problem is. Did you guys know that there is a Pentatonix Frank Sinatra duet?
Yeah.
Like
song?
like posthumous?
Yeah.
Yes.
A posthumous Pentatonix Frank Sinatra.
It offends me. It offends me in the biggest way. They what is this? What is the song again
While
that
you're
they've done?
looking it up, Runch?
Yes.
We do have a texter. Said, I agree with Pentatonix. I wish I was high right now. This would be really funny.
So they have Pentatonix Frank Sinatra have done I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm.
Okay. Do we have it?
Oh, not yet.
No, we don't. It's just awful. And don't do this. Especially Pentatonix. And we hope that you enjoy the Pentatonix show if you won tickets a couple of weeks ago.
Robert's looking at Matt's exhibit
on YouTube.
On YouTube, he said, "Wow, this is a whole diorama."
Yeah, I did my research.
He really is angry about this.
Show prep.
It's traditional.
This is show prep
versus modern Christmas.
And I don't think it's to me. Well, for you, it is traditional versus modern. For me, it's just less visually appealing to not have all the colors. Christmas is a colorful time,
yes,
and it should be a colorful
you know
time.
why? Because Christmas, like breakfast cereal, is magical and for kids, right? Like it's supposed to be imagination and wonderment and joy and kids. No kid goes, okay, here's what I want. I want a beige room.
But also,
I want all wooden toys, unpainted. I want white and beige rugs and white and beige walls. No, kids are tacky. That's what makes them
and
kids.
They smell, and they're dirty, and they have germs.
No, kids are they're just a little tacky, and Christmas should have a little tackiness to it. And I'm so with Matt that this whole, you know what it is? It's like trying to make Santa Claus sexy.
So here,
if you made Santa Claus,
you know what's wrong with a sexy Santa?
Well, Target did it, and it's working for them. Apparently, the hot Santa from Target was controversial last year, which is good. So they brought him back.
Great.
He's just a guy. He's not hot. He's just a guy. But, I mean, it would be like if Santa Claus were all muscly, maybe didn't have a shirt on, and came down the chimney.
But let me tell you this. There's nothing wrong with having options for Christmas.
I don't think you should have
It
that.
is okay. It's okay if you want to have a colorful Christmas. It is also okay if you want to have a beige Christmas. If you know why? Because it just screams classy to me.
Oh,
you're saying you're a classy person.
I think the opposite. I think classy is like a red bow on a green Christmas wreath. Like that's because it says classic
beige
to me.
is? Beige is what you do if you don't know how to be classy. So you're just like, I guess this is what I'll do to try to look modern and classy. No. Saint Nick would not want that at all.
Right.
Or it's I think it's streamlined.
Yeah,
I think it's okay to have a streamlined Christmas.
Have you seen the
prefer-
minimalist? Google, all of you right now, Google minimalist nativity scene.
It's on the stream right now.
Okay.
There's your traditional on the left, which is, got the Mary and the Joseph and the baby Jesus, and the minimalist nativity set is just some blocks.
It's blocks. You're right. It's blocks that are silhouettes, representations of the manger scene.
Yeah.
So someone said that this is great radio right now.
They're joking because it's a visual thing.
Well,
but we are
they said
describing what's going
They
on.
said it's great radio for 23 people.
This text message, for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment there. Or Facebook, you can comment, and Twitter the same. My wife painted the living room yesterday. It's a little tacky. So this is Robert Walsh. If you are Robert Walsh's wife, Robert thinks the living room is tacky now. Whatever you've done to it,
Get it?
don't.
She
Now,
painted it yesterday.
what I love about this, I get it. I don't like it. This whole rant that Pajewski has gone on and has fired him up in an extreme way. It's like this. He has a problem with the modernization of Christmas.
Yeah.
A Charlie Brown Christmas from 1965.
Mm-hmm.
The undertones of complaining about commercialization of Christmas.
Yeah.
That's what that thing's about.
No,
It is. There's a lot of it in there.
that's the commercialization. We're
Yes.
talking about the.
So we've
it
been
being
complaining.
Colorful.
Yeah, going back to the 60s, people have been complaining about how Christmas is being celebrated. Can't we just
that's
enjoy
two
it?
different things, because I would argue that they came up with a beige Christmas so that people had to buy new stuff. And they're like, oh, let's make Christmas trendy. Let's make it beige.
What's the difference? That's commercialization.
Because my dad uses the same plastic Mary and Joseph scene and the same big multicolored bulbs on the house that he used when I was a kid 40 years ago.
But what about people who've just bought their first home? They're starting out. They have to buy
old-looking ones?
Yeah.
Buy old-looking things.
That's what I'm doing.
You know what's cheaper than buying new stuff? Getting the hand-me-downs from
That's
your
right.
parents and your grandparents and the old family Christmas stuff that looks old like that. It's got that great
That's
classic
right.
feel to it.
We have Mary and Joseph. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Like, Joseph is in a pink plastic dress and Mary is in a blue plastic dress. And then there's baby Jesus and there's like light bulbs underneath and they light up. We have that. Joseph always falls over. Anyone who has that set knows that Joseph is the one that falls over because he's the tallest. Why are you looking at me funny?
Because Christmas doesn't have to be hand-me-downs. You could buy new stuff. I like this. When I see a decoration that I like every year, I'll buy one. I like it. Colonel Ripper has said, actually, 1946, Miracle on 34th Street, there's a discussion of Christmas commercialism.
But I don't understand why you guys are equating colorful Christmas and multicolored lights with commercialization, because my Christmas tree is colorful. I have old red bows and dried oranges and popcorn. That's not commercialization, but it's colorful.
No, it's an objection to how people are celebrating Christmas. That's all it is. Like Matt over here is upset that if he were born in the 40s,
yeah,
he would be complaining about how Christmas is too commercial right now. I guarantee you.
The 1860s. Now that was a great time for Christmas music and Christmas decor.
We have a texter who gets it. I talked about the Mary and Joseph. He said, we had that, and I had to tie Joseph to the porch post because he kept falling over.
There's probably something wrong with that. I don't think you're allowed to do that.
It's just really, they're light.
Big Blonde Dan watching on YouTube says, you all just hate the corporate fat cats. Cone trees, easier to make wooden blocks, less labor, brown, cheap paint, boring Christmas equals higher profits.
Wow.
Maximize.
Wow. He's got
right.
it. He's right. Well, if you have watched a Hallmark movie, everybody knows that the bad big city boyfriend, the corporate lawyer or developer, has beige Christmas. He's got a silver or a white Christmas tree and a few sterile modern ornaments. And she falls in love with the guy that's got the multicolored lights on the tree and wears like his grandma's apron while he bakes cookies.
I'm not doing that, though. Okay.
Mary Lynn said she's for, quote, all the colors for Christmas. She also prefers roofs with no pitches. I'm a ranch house kind of gal. But wait, I thought, don't I have one pitch? Don't ranches sometimes have one pitch?
I don't have any idea. I've never looked for a house, so I don't know what anything is.
I'm 42 years old, and I want to put Christmas lights on the roof line of my house, and my dad said no.
I love that your dad...
I think he knows me too
You're
well.
in your early 40s. Your dad is telling you no.
Yeah.
Have you been grounded lately?
I know. I will. I feel like I'm not allowed to go put lights on my roof because my dad has said no. I think it's because he knows me really well. I will fall off the roof.
Make sure that you vote in our Twitter poll about the Christmas lights. If you like the white ones, the multicolored ones, the red, white lights, whatever it is you like. It's right there on the Twitter poll. And I guess if you want to write something in, you could do that too. I don't know what the other options are. But go ahead, at Chris Amy KMOX. And Missouri, guess what? It's here. It's happening. It is happening right now. FanDuel Sportsbook is live and ready to roll in the Show Me State. And they're celebrating with a little something for everyone. All this week, every customer gets a no-sweat bet every single day. That's right. No matter what you're betting on, if it doesn't hit, you'll get bonus bets back to keep the action going. So whether it's football, basketball, hockey, or whatever you're into, you can bet it all on an app that is safe, secure, and built for every kind of fan. The interface, it's quick. The payouts are fast. The experience is top tier. So download FanDuel or visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started now. FanDuel Sportsbook, it is live in Missouri. The wait is over. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required each day. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets.
Winter Wonderland, presented by St. Louis County Parks and Recreation at Tillis Park, is now open through January 3rd. Enjoy more than 1 million dazzling lights with holiday characters and festive scenes. Whether you're carrying on a family tradition or starting a new one, you'll never see anything like Winter Wonderland at Tillis Park. Happy holidays from Kirkwood Fence, Tully Tire, Washington U Orthopedics, Restoration One, and Happy Roof. Get more info at KMOX.com.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends Mark and Neil Gelman from the Gelman team of eXp Realty. Selling your home, every situation is unique. Find the best options that are right for you from the real estate team who offer more options. 314-336-1991. Go to thegelmanteam.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls, whatever that means. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. KFC's Chicken Pot Pie, the best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX and the free Odyssey app. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
So I'm looking at a list here of which country consumes the most coffee. And I could have you guess, but you're never going to guess. I bet you won't guess anything in the top 5.
Is it per capita? Or is it just the gross
Daily
tonnage?
Coffee consumption per person in
Per person.
cups.
Okay, so that's important.
Per person in
Per person
cups.
in cups.
I bet you won't get any in the top 5.
The way you're saying this, I'm guessing the U.S. is not in there.
The U.S. is way down. I'm trying to look if it's like 20th or something.
All
Maybe
right.
further down.
Okay.
It's a spiral graph, which is hard to read.
That's exactly what we need. I would say it's not Italy.
Nope.
I would have guessed Italy.
I would have guessed Italy.
France.
Would have guessed France, not France.
Wow. Yeah, so is China on the list?
Oh, way
down.
Way down. Yes. At any rate,
Australia.
way down.
Okay.
So I bet you can guess which continent. All of our listeners can guess which continent drinks the most coffee, since I told you the U.S. is like
Europe.
20. Europe, by far. Luxembourg. 5.3 cups of coffee per person per day.
Okay.
Then Finland, 3.8. Then Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Austria, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Greece, and Germany.
Wow. Okay. I don't know. I guess I'm not that surprised. What does surprise me is that the United States
the top
isn't
10.
high on the list.
Yeah. And
Just
then,
because the coffee that we drink, because you're talking coffee per person per day,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
We have the biggest servings of coffee. Getting
The
a
only-
venti is not what
I wonder
happens in Europe.
if they don't count, like the Frappuccino drinks or the lattes, maybe. Maybe this is real coffee. Because a lot of those so-called coffee drinks are just sugar and milk. What's interesting, Lebanon is number 11, then Brazil, 12, then Canada, 13.
Brazil's all the way down there? Like you would think that there'd be a lot more. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Joe Buck was on Good Morning America yesterday? Joe Buck, who
I
is
heard he was going to be hosting.
So he's hosted a handful of times already, and he hosted again yesterday, and he apparently likes doing it. I think that's an interesting choice for a host. They've already got Michael Strahan, who was a former football player who was there. Yeah, why not give Joe Buck a try? And maybe, what if that's his permanent job? What if he just does Good Morning America every day? I think that's an interesting idea.
He said, I heard him interviewed about it.
Yes.
He said when he wakes up to do Good Morning America, he remembers why sports is his jam. He doesn't like waking up at 3 in the morning or 2 in the morning.
Yeah, the morning show thing is so difficult. No matter how good of a job it is, no matter how well paying it is, and there are a lot of morning show gigs that are very well paying. It's just it's a tough life. And, we all know morning show people in radio. And, I have friends who did morning shows and now they're doing afternoons or something different. And when you talk to a person, when you talk to them about doing a morning show and you say, well, how long did it take for you to get used to it? To a person, every single one of them says you never get used to it.
You don't. And also, I'm pretty sure they've done a very specific study of morning show hosts. It takes years off your life.
Or people who work a night shift.
It's not good for you.
People who work, the midnight to 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. shift. That is just not normal, no matter how often you do it and try to get used to it. You just never do.
314-436-7900. We would love to continue to hear from you today. I want to bring up that Harambe has texted in.
Oh, wow.
He is joining our Christmas lights conversation. He said he prefers the big multicolored round bulbs on the tree. They remind me of the old Disney Pluto Chip and Dale cartoons I watched when I was a kid every Christmas. And yes, the Chip and Dale Christmas is so good. That's a classic because they keep unscrewing the bulb, and then I think it's Dale's face. He looks into the bulb and it gives him that fishbowl look. He's got a goofy look on his face. I watched it when I was a kid.
Oh.
They're stealing the presents.
You know
and
what?
Pluto is barking all around the tree.
I need to admit something to you.
Oh, no.
You've been talking about the Chippendales. And I had completely forgotten about the animated thing.
You thought
I was like, what are you talking about?
I watched the male stripper Christmas.
And I was thinking of the Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze SNL sketch.
I think that was around Christmas, wasn't it?
I don't know. Everybody's working for the weekend.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if the Chippendales do a Christmas show. But the Chipmunks, Chippendale Christmas, it's so good.
I feel like you'd have to do a Christmas show if you're the Chippendales. So, real quick, we do have, and we're going to give them away before the show is over, two different things. We have a Cardinals holiday pack to give away today. Oh, that's going to be on the Gas House Gang? Oh, cool.
So that's still today.
It is still today. So, between 12 and 1, you'll have an opportunity to win a Cardinals holiday pack. In fact, it's a Cardinals Cubs pack we're giving away today. But on this show, before it's over, we will have tickets to give away to see Neil Forever, which is a Neil Diamond tribute show happening at the Factory in January. Got to be listening for your chance to win.
Well, I am so honored to be the chair of this year's Red Kettle campaign with the Salvation Army. Now, the Salvation Army, their Red Kettle campaign every year raises millions of dollars for right here in the St. Louis area. All that money raised stays here in the St. Louis area. But here's the thing. The need this year really is greater than ever, not only because of the financial challenges that so many families are facing, but also because of the tornado that devastated our area earlier this year. So our fundraising goal was $5.6 million for here in St. Louis. Now, they showed up. St. Louis showed up last year, raised $4.8 million. We want to hit $5.6 million for the Red Kettle campaign. 90 cents of every dollar raised goes directly to services in St. Louis. Now, I am going to be out there at a grocery store near you, ringing the bell, standing by a Red Kettle soon. But in the meantime, I have a virtual Red Kettle so that you can join me and the Salvation Army in giving with joy and helping our neighbors in need. You can give at salarmy.us/Amy Mark Scores, salarmy.us/Amy Mark Scores.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
In sports, it's the dream team. And if your car is out of warranty, there's a team for that as well. You, the driver, your mechanic, and Endurance to pay for the repair bills. I'm Danica Patrick. In the past 5 years, auto repair costs have gone up over 36%. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all. With an Endurance auto protection plan, no matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done by the certified mechanic of your choice. Plans cover 24/7 towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, and lockout services. Act now and get the benefits of our Elite Plan, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again. So call now for your free quote.
Call 800-371-2371. That's 800-371-2371. 800-371-2371.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-830-4914. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-830-4914. That's 800-830-4914. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-830-4914 or biglou.com. That's 800-830-4914 or biglou.com.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
We're winding down the year. We're in the holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. With the end of the year coming, also means there is still available a $600 tax credit on certain furnaces, which is a huge advantage to us. You could either give it to the government and they can spend it on seeing how grass grows, or you could keep it and put it into a furnace for your house, which you worked very hard for. It's your money. That's what a tax credit is. So if you're paying federal taxes, $600 comes back to you that you can put into a furnace to the end of December. So if you need a furnace, call me, Bart Inman. One easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Only. Merry Christmas and God bless.
At 10 o'clock, we have cloudy skies, 25 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Megan Lynch. A state senator from St. Charles County says he's fed up with the same old excuses MoDOT gave Monday for poor road conditions and traffic snarls during the latest snowstorm.
The storm came in several hours sooner than expected.
That's what MoDOT engineer Bob Becker gave as a reason this time. Republican Senator Nick Schroer says it took him 5 hours to get home Monday afternoon on a trip that shouldn't have taken more than half an hour. In a social media post, Schroer said he feels MoDOT in the St. Louis region's been a failure for too long, and he told our sister station KFTK he's ready to file a bill in Jefferson City to make changes.
The local guys were here last year when MoDOT dropped the ball, and nothing's changed. I think it's gotten worse, so we need to put our heads together. This is a bipartisan issue. It's not just Republicans that were impacted by the traffic and the wrecks.
Schroer didn't give specifics, but in his posting, ripped the Missouri Supreme Court for allowing MoDOT to spend allocated money on items beyond what lawmakers told them to spend it on. Brad Choate, KMOX News.
St. Louis City Police report they handled 111 traffic crashes during an 8-hour span Monday. 10 of them involved injuries. No traffic deaths reported in the city. The total number of calls for service during the height of the snowstorm, 415. Police say to use caution if you're out traveling today. Ocean Spray is investigating after several viral videos appeared to show its cans of cranberry sauce only contained water. CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace has the story.
One Thanksgiving video on TikTok has 10 million views.
They sold us cans of water as cranberry sauce.
The woman recorded herself opening 3 different cans, and they all appeared to have nothing but water inside. Another woman using an electric can opener posted her video on Facebook.
Water. And the so-called cranberry sauce, jellied.
All 4 of her cans contained water. Ocean Spray says it has reached out to the people who posted the videos and will make it right. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
From the Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, Illinois Attorney General Kwame Raoul announces a major settlement with a company that has St. Louis area roots. WBBM's Andy Dane reports that firm is accused of contributing to years of pollution.
Raoul's office and Monsanto have announced a $120 million settlement stemming from a 2022 lawsuit that accused the company of decades of endangering public health in Illinois by producing paint and other products containing chemicals known as PCBs, which are banned by the EPA. Experts say human exposure to the chemicals has resulted in cancers, reproductive issues, and more. Raoul says the funds, which could total up to $280 million, will go towards addressing PCB contamination across Illinois.
Weather Now, it's sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
KMOX AccuWeather, a very cold day today as clouds break for some sun at times, the high 30. Partly cloudy, very cold tonight, low 22. Tomorrow some sun will give way to clouds, not as cold in the afternoon, high 41. Thursday, partly sunny and much colder, high only 23. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Cloudy skies now 25 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers and important decisions should not be based solely on advertising.
The Chris and Amy Show is video streaming now on KMOX's YouTube, X, and Facebook pages. Click and subscribe.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores with you on a Tuesday. Now, there's been a lot of discussion recently about the Trump administration's boat strikes, specifically with a recent one that some said included a, quote, double tap strike, meaning striking twice in the same place, killing survivors or responders, and a lot of questions here about the legality of those actions and what actually happened. So joining us now is retired Colonel Jeff McCausland, CBS National Security Consultant. And Colonel McCausland, thank you for joining us today. I know everyone has a lot of questions surrounding this incident.
Very confusing one from the onset, beginning with the fact that many people had argued from the very beginning of these strikes back in early September that they lacked a basic legality because obviously criminals, those who are smuggling narcotics, but we had never ever called them, if you will, enemy combatants or people who are trying to take down the government of the United States.
What you know, or what I should say is, what do you know about this strike and then the follow-up strike that is known as a double tap strike?
What we know is that the Secretary of Defense authorized these attacks to occur, and we've conducted about 21, about 80 people have in fact been killed. We don't have the specifics of the executive order he issued. There's been some suggestion that he ordered that the attacks occur and that everyone aboard the ships be killed. That is not clear whether or not it was described in that particular fashion. On this particular strike, as you suggested, there was an initial strike on the craft which basically sunk the vessel. There were then perceived on video 2 people who were clinging to wreckage. A second strike was ordered, and they were killed in the process. The question is, who conducted that second order to conduct the second strike? There has been some suggestion that Mr. Hegseth himself was monitoring the strike on a video and may have issued that order himself. There have been other suggestions, and this is the one the administration and Secretary of Defense Hegseth are supporting, that in fact that second strike order was issued by Admiral Bradley, Commander of Special Operations Command, who is the commander of the overall operation.
So is this, and if that is what happened, that you've got this boat that was struck by a missile, and then you have survivors hanging off the side of the boat, and then another strike comes in intentionally, is that a war crime?
Well, let's put it off to one side, whether the strike itself overall was legal. Let's accept that, though, again, there's never been a presentation of the legal analysis the administration says they have to substantiate the attacks to begin with. But let's accept that was legal. The second strike would be, to my mind, an illegal order that would have to be analyzed and interpreted by Judge Advocate Generals in hearings and investigations. Why is that the case? Because under the law of land warfare, and if we're now calling these people enemy combatants who are conducting war against the United States, they need to be treated in that fashion. You can't kill an enemy soldier who is no longer resisting, who is defenseless, okay? This was the case when I commanded a battalion in the Gulf War, and we took thousands of prisoners, but they were prisoners who had surrendered, put down their weapons. They posed no threat to our forces, and therefore, obviously, anybody who did harm to them could be prosecuted under the UCMJ, and we have seen cases in Iraq and Afghanistan where that occurred. Well, clearly, it seems to me at least, guys clinging to wreckage after a naval strike would, in fact, be in that position. Defenseless survivors posing no particular threat clearly to the aircraft or any American ship that was anywhere in the area, and therefore killing them or ordering them to be killed would be an illegal order subject to the UCMJ as a war crime.
Now, I know that there's some uncertainty, like you said, whether Hegseth knew there were survivors before the second strike or whether the military simply believed that the follow-up strike was necessary to carry out the initial order. How much does that matter when we're looking at culpability of, for instance, Pete Hegseth?
Well, when you start off with, again, looking at the exact order, did the order say kill everyone aboard? If that was the case, I would call that an illegal order. And I would call the execution of that order by the Admiral Baker, to be, carrying out an illegal order. In an odd way, this harkens back to the controversy of last week, which was, of course, the 6 members of Congress, Democrat members of Congress, who did a video basically saying soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines are not required to follow illegal orders, which is straight out of the UCMJ. We brief soldiers on that all the time. You are required to go through a briefing on that before you deploy to a combat zone. And we did this every time when I went off on those deployments. So, in fact, Baker would be held accountable for executing an illegal order, but Hegseth could be accountable if he specifically said kill everyone for issuing an illegal order.
Yeah, it's confusing, too, because like you said, these strikes have been going on. There were issues last week, and back in October, there was a strike that had survivors, but the military, I believe, rescued those men and sent them back to their home countries. Is that correct?
That is correct. What's odd about that, which kind of undermines the overall argument that these are actually, enemy combatants who threaten the United States, that they were both released to their home countries. Oh, by the way, neither of them were Venezuelan. One was Colombian, as I recall, and one was from Ecuador. I don't recall in the war on terrorism in Afghanistan or Iraq when we captured a member of the Taliban or we captured a member of Al-Qaeda or whatever, that we immediately then released him or back to his host organization. And we captured lots of them, again, under the terms where they had been defeated in battle, they had surrendered, they posed no threat to our forces, and so doing them any harm would be considered illegal and in violation of the laws of land warfare. Now, quickly, we don't do that just out of decency and morality. Part of the reason you do that, and part of the reason we subscribe to those laws, is reciprocity. We want to make sure that if our soldiers were captured, let's say we get into a conflict with Venezuela, that when our soldiers are captured and they are no longer able to defend themselves, they would not be harmed either.
Yeah, I think that is a very important point that a lot of people here may not be understanding. That we've got listeners who will say, "Hey, that's we're trying to send a message, so you have to do that." Well, that puts our service members in jeopardy, does it not?
Exactly right. And furthermore, if you want to extrapolate this, first of all, these are, I would call them criminals and not enemy combatants. They don't seek to bring down the United States of America. They want the United States to economically prosper because we'll buy more narcotics, unlike Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and other groups like that, who really, from their ideology, really threatened the United States of America. They wanted to bring the country down. That was their political objective. Narco-terrorists don't have that particular objective at all. Second of all, I've talked to people conducting operations, and we've done it for years, intercepting those boats, arresting these people, and prosecuting them for their crimes. And I've talked to Coast Guard officers who told me about 1 out of 5 times when we stopped a vessel, we found it didn't have narcotics aboard. So there's a real concern, you're dealing with the argument that's being made by the administration, and implicitly or explicitly, that we have 100% exact intelligence all the time about every vessel. They could be correct, but it would seem to me, based on the fact that they are criminals and not combatants, interception is a wiser policy. And second of all, then provides you intelligence about the larger narco-terrorist network, because the guy driving the boat is basically an Uber driver. He's not exactly the kingpin of the operation.
Yeah, and some Republicans, even in Congress, are speaking out. The Representative Mike Turner of Ohio, who is also a former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, was on CBS's Face the Nation. And he said that the strikes were, quote, completely outside of anything that has been discussed with Congress when it came to the nature of these strikes. And I know that there are those in Congress who are feeling frustrated that they've either been misled by the Trump administration and the Secretary of Defense when it comes to exactly how these strikes are being handled. What can Congress do now?
What Congress do is exactly what they're doing. And we have now a bipartisan demand by the House Armed Services Committee and the Senate Armed Services Committee, of both Republicans and Democrats, demanding investigation, demanding hearings. It's my understanding Baker, the Admiral, is going to report to these committees for testimony on Thursday of this week. There have been demands that the Secretary of State, or Secretary of Defense, also appear. And the committees have demanded, a copy of all the videos showing whether or not these 2 TAP strikes occurred, were there survivors that were visible, and second of all, the executive order that was in fact issued by the Department of Defense that was, the overall authority for the conduct of the operation.
So what is the likelihood of any sort of, if it is found to be that this was illegal, that these strikes are illegal, who does anything about it? I mean, is it even possible now at this point?
Yeah, there could be, an investigation if a violation of the law of land warfare, or even a war crime, or even accusation of murder. Well, Baker could be seen before, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, some kind of military investigation, military legal action. Hegseth, of course, is a civilian. Could he be prosecuted in a civil court? Perhaps. I'm a little unclear of that legally. Number one. Number two, the more important point is he serves at the wishes of the President of the United States. Now, Mr. Trump initially said he didn't know anything about a second strike, but then where did this authorization begin? Well, it began with the President of the United States. And therefore, what does Mr. Trump do in this particular regard? Does he stand behind the Secretary of Defense? In which case, does he endorse these type of operations and even these two-tap strikes? Or does he find Mr. Hegseth accountable and question, frankly, his continued service as Secretary of Defense?
Man, when you saw the video from the group of about 6 Democrats who just reminded the military that they don't have to obey illegal orders, what did you make of that video, of the video itself being put out, of the message, of how it was received? What were your thoughts?
Well, you can argue whether that was appropriate or not, and you'll find people who thought it was totally inappropriate, but it certainly was not illegal. So when the administration came back and said, "Oh, this was sedition," and the president threatened to hang him and said George Washington would, I would say that was a bit over the top, to say the least. Them doing the video and putting it on whatever they put it on X, I believe, certainly could be considered to be over the top as well. But the nettle of the problem is what we're dealing with right now. The nettle of the problem is simply, are these particular strikes legal? And again, the administration says they have a legal finding by the Department of Justice, but they claim it's classified, and they can't even share it with Congress. They can't even share it, they claim, with Republicans, for goodness sake. So it seems to me some degree of transparency that explains the legal foundations for this particular action, and then goes one step further, as has been done in the past, and seeks some kind of congressional action for an authorization to use military force in the conduct of these operations, as we did in Iraq, as we did in Afghanistan, would only be appropriate. And that would settle the problem on whether or not this is legal once and for all, because that seems to be the problem we're having right now with the two-tap strike, and that problem is going to continue, and I think until the administration either cease and desist these operations or, in fact, provides that kind of transparency to the Congress and to the American people.
Colonel Jeff McCausland, retired. We appreciate you, as always, talking with us on this show. Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Jeff McCausland, CBS National Security Consultant, with us on KMOX. We do appreciate you being a part of the show as well, and we know that you are thrilled because it's here. That's right. FanDuel Sportsbook is live, and it is ready to roll in the Show Me State. And they're celebrating with a little something for everyone. So all this week, every customer gets a no-sweat bet every day. That's right. No matter what you're betting on, if it doesn't hit, you'll get bonus bets back to keep the action going. So football, basketball, hockey, whatever it is you're into, any of those sports and all of them, you can bet with an app that is safe, secure, and built for every kind of fan. The interface is really easy to use. It is quick. The payouts are fast, and the experience is awesome. So just download the FanDuel app or visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. FanDuel Sportsbook, now live in Missouri. Let's go. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required each day. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $20. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Life is better together. At Fairwinds River's Edge, dynamic activity calendars, excellent meal options, and an abundance of services come together to create a strong sense of community where meaningful connections are cultivated. Here, you can trust that there will always be something fun and social to do. It's not just a place to live, it's a place to belong. To see what's happening this month, visit us on Facebook or online, fairwindsriversedge.com.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Missouri can count on.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
This is Justin Brown with Krenz Financial Group. For over 6 decades, we've helped St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and live with confidence. Is your financial advisor proactive or reactive? If your strategy or service feels stagnant or misaligned, it may be time for a change. Our defined, proactive approach to investments and communication keeps you informed and prepared for what's ahead. Let's talk about what makes us different and how a more engaged advisor can help you reach your goals. Your goals, our mission. Start today at kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Servicing. Member FINRA/SIPC. Krenz Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Glover here for my friends at Cantor Injury Law. Cantor is local, and we're here doing the work every day. We're right here in St. Louis, and we're ready to fight for you. CantorInjuryLaw.com or call 314-628-9999.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
This is John Sheehan, KMOX General Manager from 2007 to 2018. Congratulations to all my friends at KMOX on your 100-year birthday.
Well, thanks to the intrepid work of our producer, Matt Pajeski.
Yeah, this?
He was able to produce the song that you find so offensive.
Do I care how much it may storm? Got my love to keep me warm.
I thought Pentatonix was no music.
They are a cappella group.
This is not a cappella.
Wait, well, they're not. Are they all a cappella?
Are they?
I thought so.
I thought they were all a cappella.
Because whenever you hear their songs, there's no bass or drums. It's just
yeah, it's that.
And I hate this.
I gotta somebody. I need to find out who is.
I'm sorry.
I need to find out who
that
was
was
in.
so visceral from Matt.
Who was in charge of Frank Sinatra's estate that allowed that to happen?
Right?
Dude.
Because if my dad were Frank Sinatra, first of all, wouldn't be here.
Enough with the Pentatonix.
Second of all, yeah, I would say, hey, maybe no. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the posthumous thing. The only one that worked was Natalie Cole singing with her dad. Yeah.
Yes. That was
special.
Yes. I agree with you.
But Pentatonix has nothing to do with Frank Sinatra.
And Frank already did his duets back in the 90s when he was alive.
He did a duet. Oh, no, wait, that was Bing Crosby.
David Bowie.
Yeah.
That was I love that one. People hate that song, but I love it.
It's probably the most listenable version of that song.
Little Drummer Boy?
Is
Yeah.
Nancy Sinatra still alive?
Great question, and I appreciate you asking it. I also do not have an answer.
She's 85. Maybe she's in charge. Maybe she likes Pentatonix.
Man, I don't know, but we need to. I'm not a rules person like Pajeski over here is, but I do think that we need to stop with the pentatonics. We need to be done with pentatonics. I am over it. Also, congratulations to you if you won pentatonics tickets a couple of weeks ago on the Chris and Amy
you
show.
Have to bring it up.
We hope that
we
you have
separation.
We hope you have a great time.
Well, you could have a great time if you keep listening. There is a chance to win Neil Forever tickets, which is not the real Neil Diamond.
No, it is a
tribute band.
No, it is a tribute performance.
A guy?
I don't know. It's a tribute performance, and it's happening at the Factory January 9th, and you'll have an opportunity to win those tickets.
You know who is a huge Neil Diamond fan?
Frank Ladd?
Is he? No. Michael Kelly, Matt Pajeski, and Amy Mark Scores.
I don't mind Neil
Forever
Diamond.
and blue jeans.
Yeah, I don't mind him at all.
How did you not? If I were becoming a naturalized citizen, I was born here. But if I were and I passed the test,
The Coming to America song.
that's what I'd play. We're coming to America.
Yeah, no one's ever thought of that before.
I don't think they've ever played it at the ceremony.
I bet you that it's been played immediately after the ceremony.
314-436-7900 if you played that song after you became a citizen of the United States.
If you're a naturalized citizen.
You think they went straight to Neil Diamond?
No. Some of them probably did, though. Please vote in our Twitter poll at Chris Amy KMOX on the old the tweet thing, the tweet machine.
The Twitter.
And we've got a poll about Christmas lights.
We do.
We've been doing really mundane polls lately, have we not? Do you like green bean casserole?
It's
really
timely.
Really driving the traffic to our Twitter account.
Listen. It's the holidays. What do you want to? You want us to talk about something real controversial?
Well, we just talked about the strikes on the Venezuelan boats.
What do you think? Do you like double tap strikes? No, it's a war crime. I don't think that should be our question of the week. Is if you are in favor of war crimes. It's the holiday season, so whoop-de-doo and dickory-dock, and don't forget to
hang up your sock.
That's right.
Oh, I thought it was put on your socks.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's cold.
It's cold outside. Because, baby, it's cold outside. Can't wait. How many weeks away are we from defending that song? Because we're going to do it.
It's now, I think.
We don't have time now before we hit the break. But we are. Amy Marks Kors and I will defend Baby It's Cold Outside. We do it every year.
Hey, do you think this person's being mean?
Yes.
They said, I can tell Amy has had years and years of singing lessons.
That's her being mean. Him. That's got to be, I don't know.
What did I sing? What did
I
I
don't
sing?
have any idea.
Everything. Forever in blue jeans, he's just saying.
Yeah.
Forever and blue. Neil Diamond doesn't sing. He just talks. Sometimes. Michael Kelly said if you want to do a Neil Diamond impression, you can talk half the lines.
A text message says, I laugh every time someone refers to Neil as the Jewish Elvis. I've heard that a lot.
That's what Michael Kelly said. That he's known for that. Oh, listen
I think this is pretty good.
This is legit.
It's pretty good. We will have tickets for Neil
This should be our
Forever.
national anthem.
Neil Forever. It is a tribute show to Neil Diamond. We'll give those tickets away before this show is over. Got to be listening for your chance to win on 104.1 FM KMOX. We'll talk Cardinals offseason with Rob Raines next.
Hang on to a dream.
Championship Saturday is here, and KMOX is bringing the hits. At 2:30, the SEC Championship takes center stage with a heavyweight rematch. The Georgia Bulldogs and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Two giants, one crown. And we're not stopping there. Right after, it's the Big Ten Championship. The Indiana Hoosiers looking to shock the world against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Championship Saturday on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. For 43 days, the left kept the government closed, holding the American people hostage and demanding radical policy changes, including free health care for illegal immigrants. However, thanks to strong Republican leadership, the Senate voted to reopen the government and put America first. I'm thrilled to return to Washington so I can continue to vote to help Missourians, to secure our nation's borders, and to cut wasteful spending. Visit onder.house.gov to find the office closest to you.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Currently, it is 25 degrees. It's going to be cold today. Maybe some sun, but it is pretty cloudy outside Studio B. The high today, 30. Tonight, partly cloudy and cold, a low of 20.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
Looks like autumn has arrived, and all fall long, a Metro Transit Day Pass is still just $5, which makes you just one click away from your one-day mental health fall getaway. Plan your trip at metrostlouis.org.
Neil Forever performs Neil Diamond live in concert at the Factory in Chesterfield on Friday, January 9th.
It's fantastic.
Friday, January 9th, Neil Forever performing all the hits of Neil Diamond at the Factory.
He is a great performer.
He's amazing.
Sounds just like Neil.
Rock and roll, we get on board. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
All right, Missouri, it's finally happening. I've been talking to you about it for a long time now. FanDuel Sportsbook is live and ready to roll here in the Show Me State. I'm fired up. And they're celebrating, by the way, with a little something for everybody. All this week, every customer gets a no-sweat bet every day. So no matter what you're betting on, if it doesn't hit, you'll get bonus bets back to keep the action going. So it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, hockey, or whatever you're into, you can bet it all on an app that's safe, secure, and built for every kind of fan. I can tell you this, it's definitely built for me. I've been using them for years. The interface is quick, the payouts are fast, and the experience is top level. So download FanDuel or visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. It's the FanDuel Sportsbook app, now live in Missouri, and of course the official sportsbook of KMOX. 21 and older and present in Missouri. To play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required each day. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $20. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Sponsored by Progressive. We make the claims process easy so you can get back on the road in no time. It's why over 43 million drivers trust Progressive. See for yourself at progressive.com.
Tonight, it's men's Billikens basketball action as they face LMU. Pre-game at 8:45, tip at 9 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris and Amy on KMOX. Cardinals off season is well. 2026 season. And you'll want to listen to the Gas House Gang today between 12 and 1 because we have a Cardinals holiday pack to give away, and it's the Cardinals Cubs pack that we're giving away. So you'll have to be listening for your chance to win between 12 and 1. We are joined now by Rob Rains, the founder of STLSportsPage.com. Rob, we appreciate you being with us. Thank you. How are you?
Great day to talk baseball. I'm happy.
Well, yeah, when it's snowy like this, it's always great to talk baseball. But also we want to acknowledge, because we are celebrating our 100th anniversary here at KMOX, and you, during the 75th anniversary of KMOX, had a really nice book on the history of this station.
Yeah, my wife Sally, who actually got her start working at KMOX, that's where she was working when we met, put the book together, and it's hard to believe it's been 25 years since the thing came out. But that's the beauty of history is that a lot of that book was devoted to the early years of the station and all the people and stuff who made it what it is today and what it was at one time. The most powerful radio station in the country when radio was obviously a different media market than it is today. But those names and what they accomplished doesn't change just because we get 25 years later than what they had done when the book came out.
Yeah, Rob, I know a lot of KMOX listeners, longtime listeners, know this, but I guess I've either forgotten or I don't stop and think about it enough. But KMOX basically invented talk radio, a full talk radio station. That's mind-blowing. That's mind-blowing.
Well, a lot of the things that Robert Hyland did were mind-blowing. He spent half a day running KMOX and the other half running St. Louis, and I don't know when the man slept. That was what kind of was amazing about him. But and he was a visionary. He had national contacts. They ran that news department at KMOX just basically like they were running a network news operation in New York. And that's any big story that happened around the country, they were all over it. And it's just, the at your service programming was a way to, really kind of during the day, I guess was just kind of visionary about the kind of programs they talked about and the experts that they had on. They had doctors and lawyers and investment people and everything. Yeah, so I think it was kind of a model that a lot of the other stations around the country then tried to follow.
Okay, and last thing, I know we got to get to the Cardinals, but I also learned on the 100th anniversary that KMOX started every morning with hillbilly music, and it was for the farmers. So they could wake up and have their hillbilly music in the KMOX studio. Isn't that awesome? They were like, what were they called? The Champion Hillbilly Performers? Something like that. I think Champion was in the name.
Yeah, I don't remember that specifically off the top of my head, but yeah, there was a lot of things like that they did. The thought for the day, the national anthem every morning. You kind of gauged whether you were on time to school or work by where you were when those things came on the air, because you knew they came on the same exact time every day. And if you were where you were supposed to be, you're on time, and if you weren't, you're running late.
So moving to the Cardinals now, Rob, it was about a little bit over a week ago, they made their first trade. And we expect there to be more of them to happen, but Sonny Gray has been sent to the Boston Red Sox. He had a couple of young pitchers in return. And just first of all, your thoughts on that deal alone, and then we'll get into what you think might be coming next. Even though we know some of the names that have been talked about, I'd like to get your thoughts on what actually happens.
Yeah, I think the Gray trade was a good trade. I think that it was a good fit. The Cardinals got what they were looking for, what they said they were looking for, which was good, young, controllable arms. The kid I think that's in the minor leagues is probably a higher upside, higher risk probably guy because he's had some injury issues. But if he's healthy, it sounds like, I haven't obviously seen him pitch, but sounds like he's got a chance to be a really effective pitcher in a couple of more years of minor league experience. Still very raw. Didn't really even pitch much in college because of the different injuries that he had. So I think that they took kind of a fire on him, and I think the problem with a trade like that is obviously now it creates a couple of big holes in your rotation. So that's I think what they're still looking to fill, and probably what the focus will still be on some of these next trades that we'll hear about. I'm sure during the meetings next week there'll be conversations, even if no trades actually get finalized at that time.
And speaking of that, Katie Wu with The Athletic reporting, about an hour ago, that Wilson Contreras, whose name has come up he's not one of the first names. It has been guys like Sonny Gray and Nolan Arenado and, Brendan Donovan. Those are the names that happen first. And then Wilson Contreras has been thrown into that mix. But she is reporting that he's willing or more open to waiving that no trade clause to be moved somewhere else. Do you think they make a deal with him?
Well, I guess it kind of, you don't know. I think it kind of depends. Again, everybody's possible. I think you probably can only have a list on one hand the number of players that they probably won't talk about as far as trade talks off the current big league roster right now, and because you never know what a team's willing to give you for a certain player. So the market and the demand for the market is going to dictate the moves that they make, and I think they're just going to do their due diligence and listen on everybody and see if there's a move that makes sense. Then I think they'll consider it because obviously they've got somebody, with Contreras moving to first base, they've got somebody in Burleson that I think they feel very confident about being an everyday player at first base. So it's not like you created another opening there. If you were to move him, it just depends if trading him would help you fill the other holes that you need. Like we talked about, needing a couple more starting pitchers, needing probably at least another bat, maybe, 2 bats in the outfield. So, I think everything is possible and anything's possible. And I think the order of what moves they make is just going to be dictated by, how fast the talks with different teams progress on any particular player.
So we know where the Cardinals are right now in terms of, their competitiveness or what they've been or what their intent is. And that is basically a rebuild. Even if they don't want to say we are rebuilding, that's kind of what they're doing right now. How soon should people expect them to be competitive again, truly competitive within the division? Because that's the thing most people want to know. If they're rebuilding, how long is this going to take?
Well, again, that's a question you really can't answer because it all depends on how quickly the young players that they're going to get at putting in some of these traits, how quickly can they, start producing. I mean, you've had guys come up and win Rookie of the Year awards and things like that took over, played immediately successful right away, which obviously would upgrade the timetable. I mean, Chaim Bloom has talked about the fact that sometimes even when you're focusing on long-term goals, the short-term gets better too. So I think that, there's a chance that could happen. I mean, I think Weatherholt's got a chance to be an impact player right away. And depends on who the other players you get in some of these other trades. Realistically, I would say you're probably looking at 2028 or 2029. And I think you see that in some of the conversations that the Cardinals are having with some of the players that are a couple of years away from free agency. They're starting to go into arbitration, so they're starting to make a little more money. And that's the guys that you hear most about as far as trading goes, because I think they feel like, they won't necessarily still be here a couple of years from now when you get to that point. Because, obviously the bigger fly in the ointment that we just don't know, and we talked about before on your show, is with the CBA expiring after this season, you don't know what the 2027 season is going to look like. So maybe that timetable moves up a little bit if they get a deal done and can play in 2027 without a long labor, work stoppage. So, but realistically, I think everything that the Cardinals are doing is focusing on what this team could look like in 2028 and 2029.
So as a fan, and I want to have hope that, hey, I really want to see some October baseball. Do you think there's an outside chance that fans could go into the season thinking there might be a postseason?
Yeah, I mean, you always hope. Yeah, right. That's why you're a fan. You always want your team to do well, and I think obviously the way they expanded the playoffs and added the extra wild card teams and stuff, you have more avenues to get to the postseason now than you have before. And it's not like the Cardinals play in a division that's overly stocked ahead of them. I mean, there's some good teams. There's good talent, but I think it's still a very much a winnable competitive division. You're not competing against the Dodgers or the Yankees or, those kind of teams in your own division that automatically you go into the season basically trying to play for second place in a wild card spot. So yeah, I think you're optimistic. I think the what you saw from some of the young pitchers last year was encouraging. What you saw from some of the young players, knowing that you've got some more coming down the pipeline with JJ, as we talked about, and a couple of other young prospects. So I think there's a reason to be optimistic, sure.
Winter meetings will begin on Sunday, so they go for 4 days, 7th through the 10th in Orlando. And sometimes things start to happen then. I mean, we've already had a few moves that have taken place already, but ideally you get more that happen with the winter meetings, or that sort of allows the floodgates to open a little bit. But I think the talk during the winter meetings, if it's not about trades that happen now, it's going to be about next season that you brought up, 2027, I mean, the season after, and the possibility of that lockout. How great is the possibility? Let me ask it that way. I
think it all depends on how much the owners really want to try to enforce the salary cap.
Yeah, I mean, and what do you think that appetite for them is? I mean, I think they feel like they have momentum if they want to really push it, but do they?
Doesn't sound like it from the player standpoint. I mean, Bryce Harper threw the commissioner out of the Phillies clubhouse this year when he tried to bring it up. So, I think that's something that the players are really going to have a hard time. Now, there's different forms of a salary cap. And the problem, of course, with baseball is you're never going to have total 100% revenue sharing like they have in the NFL. So it would be a different kind of salary cap than like you have in the NFL. But it's going to take some really good negotiators on both sides, I think, to try to avoid it, because I just think both sides are at this point, which is several months out, real locked into their position.
So in 2022, if I remember right, the season was only pushed back about a week, right? And because they had the lockout and they got something done during the
spring training. Yeah.
Right. So if it does happen, do you think it's more likely that that's what happens, that maybe we lose a week or the season's pushed back a little bit, or what?
Yeah, it just depends on where they are when they get into those conversations. I mean, we all know that the best way to get a deal done is to have a deadline. I mean, you're going to negotiate right up to your deadline. So baseball sets a deadline and says we have to have a deal done by, March 1st, or the season's going to be delayed, then you try to work toward a deal up by March 1st. If they go into spring training, into the time when we normally be in spring training, and they still say, okay, we can have a deal done by, April 1st and miss 2 weeks of the season, then they'll shoot for that. So I think it all just depends on the pace of the negotiations and how willing both sides are to have give and take. There's got to have to be give and take on both sides.
And maybe baseball would be fine if there was an extended lockout. Maybe it would turn people off. Maybe they'd lose an audience and would not get it back ever because of the way audiences are fragmented. What would be the effect on baseball if they lose half a season or maybe the entire 2027?
I think it'd be impossible to predict how they could come back. I mean, the only reason baseball bounced back as good as it did after the strike in 95 was because of the steroids, because of Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa. And I don't think those things are going to happen. They're not walking through the door in 2028. They're going to, not be able to replicate that success. So it would be, I think, devastating for the game. And I think it would be they would have a long time coming back to where they are even today if they were to miss a significant portion of the 2027 season.
Rob Rains, founder of STLSportsPage.com, also author, along with Sally Rains, author of The Mighty Mocs, the 75th anniversary of the people, stories, and events that made KMOX a radio giant. It's nice to go back and look at that one as we are now celebrating our 100th anniversary. Rob Rains, we appreciate you as always. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Anytime.
As Rob Rains joining us here on this wonderful show that we have. I think it's wonderful. It's the best. Some people say it's the best.
And I know a lot of shows. You know who I think is wonderful?
And will never go on strike?
That's right. Todd Krentz, Justin Brown, and Kyle Busch of Krentz Financial Group. Because for over 60 years, Krentz Financial has been helping St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and really have confidence in their financial plan and situation.
Krentz Financial gives you a variety of services. They're going to tailor it to exactly what you need because life is going to throw things at you. Maybe you're not quite prepared for them, and you want to be prepared for them. What can happen? Krentz can go through all the permutations, and they're going to help you be ready for any of these curveballs that life will throw at you.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's something like you're selling your business, Krentz can cut through the complexity of that situation, help you focus on your legacy. They'll coordinate with your attorney and your CPA to make sure everything is aligned. That's just one way, one life change that they can make sure they go through all the details
with
you.
You've got a divorce.
Yeah.
You're changing jobs. You've got a 401k from a previous job. Not sure what to do with that. Maybe you're not satisfied with your retirement or don't know if you are on track for the retirement you want. Krentz Financial is going to help you out. So contact them. You can call them. You can check out their website, which you should do to start, kfgadvisors.com. That's kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Krentz Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
What's up, Missouri? Tony Gonzalez here. Your moment is finally here because DraftKings Sportsbook is live in Missouri. You can get in on all the action with fast withdrawals, a safe and secure app, and betting that's easy to use anywhere you go. And the best part, DraftKings keeps the excitement going with awesome promos and offers all season long. That's why it's America's top-rated sportsbook app. Don't wait. New customers sign up today. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Let's go, Missouri. Get in the game.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THELOU. New Missouri customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. That's code THELOU in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility and restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Winter Wonderland, presented by St. Louis County Parks and Recreation at Tillis Park, is open Wednesday, November 26th through January 3rd. Enjoy more than 1 million dazzling lights with holiday characters and festive scenes. Whether you're carrying on a family tradition or starting a new one, you'll never see anything like Winter Wonderland at Tillis Park. Happy holidays from Kirkwood Fence, Tully Tire, Washington U Orthopedics, Restoration One, and Happy Roof. Get more info at KMOX.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
I hear from sellers all the time that they fear they have missed out on the selling market. They are so relieved to learn September, October, and November are strong selling months. With low inventory and hopefully lower interest rates, this fall will be a hot one for real estate. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. You may have heard me say, why pay more than 4 for years? Now it's why pay more than 2, saving you even more money. Call me 314-441-4444. And remember, why pay more than 2?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri, Kansas, and Nevada.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Markscores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris Ronji, Amy Markscores with you.
That's Neil Diamond.
The real one.
Is there a fake one?
Yes, and we're giving tickets away.
Awesome. What's it for? Tell us more.
It is for Neil forever. So if are we doing this now?
Yeah, go ahead. What the hell? Let's do it now.
The 7th caller to the contest line, 314-955-1120. You could win tickets to see Neil forever in January at The Factory in the Fields of Chester.
It is a Neil Diamond tribute show. Well, I don't know if it's a guy or whatever it is. It's a Neil Diamond tribute show. It's going to be a great time. 314-955-1120. Caller 7 will win. So good luck to you.
I actually think it's going to be a ton of fun because I know the words to so many Neil Diamond songs because they're such classics. I don't know when the last time I've been in my car and I've intentionally turned on a Neil Diamond song, and I realize I probably should. They're all bangers.
The Neil Diamond songs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't you think it would be fun to go to that show at the Factory and sing along? I would sing to every song.
I might have a really nice time if I decide to go.
To America
no.
today.
Nope.
Matt, what's your favorite Neil Diamond song?
I like Holly Holy. Do you know that one?
I don't know. How does it go?
I'll play for you. I'm not.
Can you sing it?
No, we're not singing on the radio.
See, Matt has put an end to this, and
oh my gosh!
Can we also put an end to singing in the office?
No, did I tell you what happened?
Oh.
Who am I always accused of singing like?
Susan Boyle.
That's right. You know Susan Boyle.
Yeah, dude. If I have to hear another Susan Boyle story.
Dreamed of time gone by.
Yeah. Okay.
Susan Boyle was singing at an establishment where I was the other day.
The actual Susan Boyle?
No. More like Susan Forever.
Like a Susan tribute show? That sounds horrifically bad.
Susan Boyle tribute show. And this woman, bless her heart, tackled every song from Miley Cyrus to the Bee Gees. So I'll just give one example.
No, don't. Please don't.
Staying alive.
Do you know what?
Like that. It was awesome. It was awesome. And I loved her. I loved her so much.
You ever seen the movie Swingers?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, you have one with Vince Vaughn and Jon Favreau? No. It's a great movie. There's the oh my gosh, there's a place called the Dresden. It's a bar. It is in Los Angeles. And there's that couple. It's Elaine and Tom, I want to say.
This is still the movie, right?
Yes, it's the movie, but there's a real like a live band, and it's this old couple. And they play the drums, and he plays the drums, she plays the piano, and they sing songs like that, like Staying Alive. In fact, that's the one that's in the movie, and they're just a cover band. And they're so good, I think they might be dead by now. Marty and Elaine is the name of it. Marty and Elaine. They're a really well-known cover band from Los Angeles, and they did it for decades. And that's the band featured in the movie Swingers. So if you've ever seen it and they're playing Staying Alive, that's them.
Well,
but I would pay for them. I'd pay to go watch them if they're still doing it. I think you should
have seen the Susan Forever tribute lady.
That sounds awful.
It was actually awesome.
There's no way it was awesome.
Came in like a wrecking ball.
This is
Holly
the song you were talking about?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Holly Holy.
Should I know this one?
How come I don't know this one? He did not do this in his live performance on the VHS from 1991. I can tell you that.
Gas House Gang is coming up at 12 o'clock. We'll talk sports. Tom Ackerman, Bernie Miklasz, and me talk Cardinals offseason and more. Maybe we'll talk about the first place Bears. Probably not.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you believe it?
No.
The Bears are the number one team in the NFC right now. That's not going to last long. But for right now, on December 2nd, we can talk about the first place Bears.
Unbelievable.
I cannot believe it. I can't believe this show's... I can't believe the show's got one more hour left either. One more hour on the Chris and Amy show.
Can we talk about Christmas lights?
104.1 FM.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
Oh, baby, it's happening. FanDuel Sportsbook is live and ready to roll in the Show Me state, and they're celebrating with a little something for everyone. All this week, every customer gets a no-sweat bet every day. That's right. No matter what you're betting on, if it doesn't hit, you'll get bonus bets back to keep the action going. Whether it's football, basketball, hockey, or whatever you're into, you can bet it all on an app that's safe, secure, and built for every kind of fan. So the interface is quick, payouts are fast, the experience is top tier. Download it at FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri. FanDuel Sportsbook now live in Missouri. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required each day. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $20. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
At 11 o'clock, we have cloudy skies, 26 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Megan Lynch. A state lawmaker from St. Charles County is accusing the Missouri Department of Transportation of creating, quote, a horrific public health crisis in preparation and response to Monday's snowstorm.
Republican Senator Nick Schroer made those comments on his Facebook page, then doubled down during an appearance Tuesday morning on 97.1 FM.
I've talked to several people on my Facebook feed yesterday that said they had a family member either injured or killed in these wrecks yesterday. And we all know most of these cases are going to be where MoDOT says, yep, so sorry, but we're immune.
MoDOT engineer Bob Becker said the storm arrived much sooner than expected and dropped more snow than first anticipated. Schroer says when lawmakers return to session, he'd welcome both Republicans and Democrats to join him in crafting legislation aimed at MoDOT, though he hasn't been specific about what it might entail. Brad Choate, KMOX News.
Blood tests that reveal so-called biomarkers for Alzheimer's disease have been around for a few years. A new study here locally has found those tests are better than older imaging tests at showing that people who are obese have more indications of the disease than people who are not.
Researchers examined the biomarkers of more than 1,200 patients. Study senior author Dr. Cyrus Raji is an associate professor of radiology at Washington University in St. Louis.
What we found in the study is that baseline obesity led to a 13 to 19% increase in the Alzheimer's blood biomarkers over a follow-up period of 5 years.
Experts say about half of dementia cases are linked to obesity and diabetes, factors that in many cases are preventable. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Today and tomorrow, there are no adoption fees at the St. Louis County Pet Adoption Center. Dr. Sam Page.
This is the first fee-waivered adoption event that the animal shelter has held since the county council passed new rules allowing us to waive adoption fees.
The center has extended hours today and tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. The shelter currently has more dogs than they can comfortably house. From the business desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, Adobe Analytics says more shoppers are expected to turn to buy now, pay later plans this holiday season. Bankrate financial analyst Stephen Cates tells KMOX's Total Information AM it can be a good deal if you use it responsibly.
It can lead to overspending. That's the danger zone, is when people, do what a lot of buy now, pay later companies called loan stacking, where they get multiple loans at the same time for various products, and that can become problematic.
Buy now, pay later loans are expected to drive more than $20 billion in online spending this holiday season. That's up 11% from last year. The weather now, it's sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
A very cold day today as clouds break for some sun, the high 30. Partly cloudy and quite cold tonight, though 22. Some sun will give way to more clouds tomorrow, but not so cold for the afternoon, the high 41. However, Thursday will be much colder despite some sunshine, the high only 23. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Currently, we have 25 degrees in Florissant and St. Peter's. Cloudy skies, 26 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers and important decisions should not be based solely on advertising.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Snow, 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 snow. It won't be long before
Congratulations, Craig from Trenton, Illinois. Won those tickets to see Neil Forever, the Neil Diamond tribute show at the Factory. And we'll have tickets to give away for that the remainder of the week, and you'll have to stick with us for your chance to win. Now, we know there were a lot of complaints yesterday because of the highways, which were in some pretty bad shape with the weather coming in. And as we are told, there was some miscommunication as to what exactly happened because we had heard reports that there was no pre-treatment that was being done to the highways, even though the storm was on its way, and MoDOT apparently saying that they were caught off guard, or I'm paraphrasing, of course, that the storm came a little quicker than was expected. So to clarify what exactly happened yesterday, Michelle Forneris is a MoDOT Assistant District Engineer and joins us on 104.1 FM KMOX. Michelle, appreciate your time. How are you?
Good morning.
So set us straight. What happened yesterday?
So MoDOT had treated the roads over the weekend in advance of the storms, with residual treatment was still out there on Monday. Crews had been working to apply additional treatment when the storm rolled in early. So at that point on Monday, operations pivoted to snow removal and treatment midday.
Okay, so this is the quote that I have from MoDOT St. Louis District Maintenance Engineer Bob Becker. Quote, "The storm came in several hours sooner than expected. Our expectation was this was coming in at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We didn't get out there. If we would have known it was going to come in at noon, we would have had them out first thing this morning. So as this evolved this morning, we got them out as soon as we could." And end quote. And looking at that, I'm seeing basically a 4 or 5 hour difference. And I guess my question is, if the storm was rolling in that afternoon, is it normal to kind of wait until you're only within an hour or two of the storm hitting? Since 4 hours doesn't seem like, that much in advance.
So with that residual treatment that was still out there on Monday from the weekend storm, that's where we were working Monday, and Monday had planned through the afternoon to apply that additional treatment in advance of what was originally forecasted. Then at approximately, midday, that storm, that winter weather arrived earlier and more intense than what was forecasted. So many planned their Monday and had tried to beat the afternoon storm onset by hitting the road at that same time frame around midday. So the amount of traffic and incidents with the onset of that winter storm compounded the travel times and congestion that many of the area drivers encountered, along with us. So that also, as we're trying to treat the roads, that compounded all of those travel times. It made it tougher for us to get around, and that's where the congestion and incidents occurred.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is that they were pre-treated. Was it that there wasn't enough pre-treatment on the roads, or I guess what I'm wondering is, how far in advance do you need to pre-treat in order for it to work, and how long does it last once you've pre-treated? So you've put down whatever solution you have to put down on highways before the storm arrives. How long is that good for?
It's all going to depend on what the treatment, how much traffic. So there's a lot of factors that go into that. But really, there was residual treatment on the area roadways yesterday. And then we were going to apply additional treatment. And that's when Monday, when that storm rolled in early, at that point, operations pivoted to snow removal and treatment.
Did the residual treatment work?
So there's a combination that happened yesterday. And, again, with many planning their Monday, we had higher traffic volumes. Folks had tried to beat that afternoon storm onset. So we had a combination of higher traffic volumes at the same time that storm rolled in. So as that storm rolled in, the winter weather arrived earlier, and it was more intense than forecasted as well. So that amount of traffic and then the incidents with the onset of the winter storm just compounded all of those travel times and congestion that was experienced.
Is the protocol to to have the response be in line with the forecast, or is it a thing where, hey, we know we're going to get some snow and they're telling us up to 2 inches, but we're going to be prepared for 5 just in case it is 5? Is that not what happens?
Well, I mean, yesterday, MoDOT St. Louis had planned to have all available resources deployed well in advance of that weather system. So full staffing was available. It just ended up being an earlier onset of that storm. So we pivoted and went right into treatment and plowing, not just putting that application of treatment.
And sorry, not to belabor the point here, but just I'm making sense of it in my head. So if the storm, you knew the storm were coming in that afternoon, is there a reason why, with the entire area needed to be treated, that you wouldn't start treating at 5 or 6 a.m. anyway? Like just start at, or even 9 a.m. after the initial rush hour. Like why would it not have started earlier?
So when that storm rolled in early, that took up the time. So we already had residual on the pavement. We already had residual treatment out there. Then we would have had that afternoon before the 4 o'clock onset to get application down. When that storm rolled in early, we pivoted and went straight to snow removal.
Are there any staffing issues or anything of that sort? Do you have a full fleet? I mean, what's the what are you working with at the moment?
So each storm is, as it's forecasted, where it's hitting across the state, we utilize the full resources of MoDOT, and we move our available resources across the state, depending on where that storm is hitting. Statewide, approximately 16% of our MoDOT drivers have less than 1 year's experience, and 40% have less than 3 years experience in winter operations. So we're utilizing all of our resources. We are constantly hiring additional staff. So if there's extra folks out there that are looking to join the MoDOT team, we have positions available.
So how do they get in touch with you if they are looking to do that, and how quickly can they start if you need them?
If they're emergency equipment operators and they're looking just to help during winter operations and they already have a CDL, that's a much faster process. They can reach out to 1-888-ASK-MoDOT, and we'll get them in touch with the right district and the right people. If they're looking for full-time employment, Mo Careers is the place where those full-time positions are posted.
With the staffing, like you said, you're hiring now. How does that compare to even 10 years ago? If with MoDOT staffing, has it been difficult to keep the trucks filled?
We are in better shape today than a few years back. But again, training and needing people are certainly needs of the department. So again, if folks are looking to join the team, we have positions available.
The number is 888-ASK-MoDOT if you are looking to do what Michelle's talking about.
I know MoDOT says, it warns people, give the plows room to work. Did you get any feedback on how people were yesterday with the plows? Did they generally have enough room to work, or do you need another reminder for the drivers out there?
We will always take that reminder. So MoDOT always urges drivers to remain cautious, give our operators plenty of room. Cleanup efforts are continuing today following this winter storm. Traveler information map that MoDOT has is still showing routes partly covered to mostly clear, so those conditions can vary widely across our region. But crews remain fully activated in St. Louis today, and MoDOT expects continued improvement throughout Tuesday as those treatment operations progress. So again, check that traveler information map and stay informed on your commute.
Traveler.modot.org, traveler.modot.org. That'll take you to the map that lets you know what the highways look like. How quickly is that updated, and how is it updated? So, how new is that information?
So we are constantly updating that throughout a storm. So we're getting reports and observations from our field teams regularly. So we keep that updated. As soon as those transitions happen from mostly clear to partly covered, we're updating that information.
I know you said. Go ahead.
Sorry, it can vary across our region. So right now it just depends on where you're at, partly covered to mostly clear. And our conditions are varying right now.
I know you said you deploy, the trucks according to what area is getting hit the hardest. For a driver that's working in St. Louis County, for instance, how big is that radius? Will St. Louis County drivers make their way out to St. Charles, or, how big is a radius for a driver?
So MoDOT St. Louis covers about 6,000 lane miles. And then we work as one team here. We're working as one team across the state. So depending on where we need to turn around and what areas we are flexible around our region and around our state.
Also, the last thing I have for you is when you're getting your weather information, what forecasts are you relying on? Is it local meteorologists on, Fox 2, KMOV? Are you looking at National Weather Service? Where do you make the decisions on what you need to prepare for?
So we're using all available resources. We do utilize National Weather Service as one of our partners, along with the locals. We're watching many forecasts.
Okay, Michelle Forneris, MoDOT Assistant District Engineer. We appreciate your time and the information today. Thank you for being with us.
All right, thank you.
And that is Michelle Forneris with us on KMOX.
I will say, driving home yesterday, since I got to spend an hour in the city because it was so backed up. Like I said, it took me, an hour to get from Olive and Tucker, our building, to the hill, like Ragazzi's. And I saw a lot of trucks. They were plowing. They were treating the roads. The roads were good in the city. Obviously the snow was falling pretty heavily, but it wasn't deep snow. I didn't see any cars. And I was on Tucker and Manchester and Shaw and that whole area. Cars were moving along just fine. It was crowded. It took forever because I think people were bailing on the highways maybe. But while it was crowded, there were plows in the city, and that was good to see. Yeah,
and that is the thing that Mayor Spencer ran on. We talked to her about it, what was it, a week and a half ago? Before this storm, we knew it was coming, before that happened, and she said, look, as mayor, and I'm paraphrasing, that the job is to make sure all these little details are taken care of. And as far as I could tell, of course, I missed most of the weekend being here. So, and I haven't even been back to, my neighborhood yet. So I'm looking to see what that's going to look like. That was one of the trouble neighborhoods last winter storm that we had when everybody was furious. I think it was back in January, wasn't it? When people were talking about garbage not being picked up because the roads weren't clear for the trucks to be able to get down and then take care of all those things. So if that neighborhood looks better than it did last storm, then I'll know that's progress.
And I will say this, quick note. I think we should do a Chris and Amy show field trip to the MoDOT Command Center because I would be really interested in how they deploy the trucks and how they look at the forecast and then determine with rush hour traffic. Do we want to go out during rush hour? Do we want to wait till after rush hour? When is the best hour to go? The precision of it or the decision making, I think would be pretty interesting. Yep. My guess is this. Yes, I think we have every right to complain if you feel like things weren't done right, but it's always more complicated behind the scenes, and I would like to see how it works behind the scenes because I know there's a lot of things that we don't know.
And I would like to be on one of the plows, one of the trucks, and I do not have a CDL license, so they're not going to let me drive the truck, but maybe they'll let me sit on their lap and steer.
Well,
no?
I was going to say passenger seat, but if you want to sit on their lap, sure, Raj.
Well, when he couldn't reach the pedals.
Oh, my gosh. I have a bone to pick with Schnucks.
What?
It has to do with riding. guess what I saw in the parade when I went to the Salvation
The golf
Army?
cart or the shopping cart.
The shopping cart. And guess who was in it?
Susan
People.
Boyle.
Not Susan
All
Boyle.
right.
People.
We'll talk about this because you have a real problem. We're also going to visit with Sean Malone at 11:30. We'll talk to him about the massive fire that took place in the Gateway South area, where that redevelopment is going to happen. Also, the I-55 shooter. You may have heard about that in Jefferson County. He has some information on that. We'll get it from him when we come back. Not yet, actually. But at 11:30, we'll talk to him. But stick with us on KMOX.
KMOX, celebrating 100 years. Presented by Purina. Your pet, our passion. Now, a KMOX pioneer.
With his deep, resonant voice and flawless delivery, John McCormick became the sound that millions heard as the day came to a close. Affectionately known as the man who walks and talks at midnight, McCormick brought you a calm, dignified presence to KMOX's late night hours. A throwback to the golden age of radio announcers.
Good morning, everyone. John McCormick speaking, the man who walks and talks at midnight. From our little part of the world, the city of St. Louis, here comes 50,000 clear channel red-hot watts of the wide horizon late-night signal of radio.
Listeners across the country tuned in to hear that unmistakable voice, a steady, comforting companion whose elegance and precision helped shape KMOX's nighttime identity for generations. John McCormick, a KMOX pioneer.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis, at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, DRURY law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. Do you feel stupid for buying a timeshare? Don't. It's not your fault. You were most likely told you could rent it, and it was a great financial investment. And the deal was available today only. If this happened to you, contact your resort or Wesley Financial Group for help today.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-242-3131. 800-242-3131.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. If you need to sell your home to buy a new one, it's never been more important to have an experienced negotiator that you can trust. You need my friends Mark and Neil Gelman on your side. 314-336-1991. Go to thegelmanteam.com.
Barnes Jewish Hospital and WashU Medicine physicians have long been leaders in heart and vascular care. Now, we're taking the patient experience to another level by opening our new state-of-the-art patient tower, designed specifically with heart patients in mind. By combining the latest technology with thoughtful design and private rooms, heart patients can experience faster healing, reduced stress, and improved outcomes. Learn more at barnesjewish.org/heart.
Hi, this is Alex Degman. I was an anchor reporter at KMOX from 2015 to 2022, and I'm really proud to have been a part of just a small portion of KMOX's storied history in St. Louis. Congratulations on 100 years, KMOX.
All right. I said I had a bone to pick with Schnucks. It has been my lifelong dream to ride in the Schnucks shopping cart, the giant shopping cart that you always see in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And there were rumors I was getting close to being able to weasel my way into the shopping cart.
Yeah.
And then apparently they're like, well, we can't. It's a liability. Well, guess what I saw at the Winterfest parade? I think it was the Thanks for Giving parade, maybe. Anyway, it was the Winterfest parade.
Right. It was called Thanks for Giving.
Yep.
That's right.
I saw the Schnucks cart, and there was like a lady and a kid and a guy in the shopping cart. Do you think I'm a bigger
Just
liability?
like random people? Or do you
Unless
think
it was the Schnucks.
it probably was the Schnucks?
I need to know.
Wow.
Was it the Schnucks in the cart? Because that's the only way this doesn't hurt my feelings.
Amy, they just didn't want you to ride in the cart.
No, but why though? It's
They
been
just-
my dream to ride in the Schnucks cart.
That's probably why, because you're too excited. You're too excited. They don't want somebody
That's
who's
hurtful.
No, they want somebody who will be measured about it.
Well, I
You can't
just
be
want to know.
freaking out like a lunatic.
If you were in the cart, are you a Schnuck? And are you a Schnuck who rode in the cart in the parade?
Well, I don't think anybody should answer that question. You don't have to answer Amy's question. Text message here says, Amy, if we go to MoDOT for a field trip, can we call it Getting Plowed with Chris and Amy?
Yes.
All right. We will call it that.
Yeah.
Jason is watching on YouTube. You can watch the show on YouTube. He says, oh, my God, Chris, I almost choked to death from taking a drink of my eggnog latte with the whole sitting on the MoDOT driver's lap thing. Hey, I don't want to have to sit on the MoDOT driver's lap, but because I don't have a CDL license, if I want to steer the plow truck, that's probably what would have to happen. He or she would have to reach the pedals, and I would steer the truck.
Do you think that when you sit on his or her lap and your legs are on top of theirs, that they're going to get wedged under the wheel and it will be hard to turn the wheel?
Or they'll probably just say, hey, why don't you just do it? This is not comfortable.
You're going to have to sit with your legs spread apart so that you can.
Yeah, I don't.
So the driver needs to keep their legs straight so they can do gas and brake. You need to sit with your legs fully spread apart so that you don't inhibit the steering wheel's turning radius.
I don't know if those trucks, those big plow trucks, they must have like automatic, or are they not automatic?
What do you mean automatic?
You know how they have the manual shift?
You think they're driving stick shift trucks?
I don't know what they do. Those
I don't
big,
think they are.
Isn't that what a CDL license is? Isn't that part of it?
Commercial driver's license.
Yeah. Don't you? You probably have to be able
Do you
to do
think they're
that.
regular steering wheels, or do you think it's like a ship where it's
I
got all
have
the
no idea how
spokes?
trucks work. I have no idea. I've not been in one of those big trucks ever, so I have no idea.
Uh-oh. I talked to several people this morning. This is a texter. They found out that their SUV was only two-wheel drive and not all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive.
Does that mean they spun out?
Hey, this guy wants to know, where did that guy get an eggnog latte?
Starbucks, they're back. My God, they're back. What? Wow. Your mom, Amy, came through with the biggest news that I have gotten in a long time. When Starbucks got rid of the eggnog latte, I was beside myself. They did it a few years ago, and I don't know why they did it. It just didn't make any sense. Then they came out with this idiotic idea of, well, if you want to recreate it, you can order this, and this. Like, no, just put the eggnog latte back on the menu. Well, it's back.
It's rich.
You know what? This could have been an egg beat story.
Oh, my gosh. We haven't done an egg beat in so long.
Why didn't we?
Bring it back.
Well, it never went away.
Well, let's do it. We'll do the egg beat when we get a chance.
So anyway, yes, look at more and more texters are excited about this eggnog latte from Starbucks. It is back.
I know. That makes me very excited. It's one of my favorite things about Christmas, or it was. When they flipped over from the pumpkin spice latte to the eggnog latte.
Do you drink real eggnog?
I love it.
Do you really?
Yeah, I can drink it without the booze in it.
It's pretty rich.
It is. That's why you can only have a little bit.
It's like drinking custard.
And I feel like I'm only able to have one eggnog latte or two per Christmas season because it's just too much.
That's so dumb. How can you be this excited and you get one eggnog latte? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
You know what? You're right, Amy. You've given me permission to have one a week.
Well, you better not drink too many. You'll gain weight. Won't fit on that lap.
We're going to talk to
the driver.
That's what I want to do. I'm going to load up on eggnog latte. I want to get as big as possible and then sit on the MoDOT driver's lap and steer that truck.
Hey, get Michelle on the line. We got to ask her if we can do this.
We should have asked her when we had her on. We're going to talk to Sean Malone when we come back because he'll give us some detail on the fire that happened in the Gateway South area, that big warehouse fire, a 6-alarm fire. In fact, never heard of a 6-alarm fire. We'll talk to him about that and the I-55 shooting that took place in Jefferson County. He has some updates on that as well. It's all coming up in just a bit on KMOX. In Missouri, it's happening right now. FanDuel Sportsbook is live and ready to roll in the Show Me State, and they're celebrating with a little something for everyone. All this week, every customer gets a no-sweat bet every day. That's right. No matter what you're betting on, if it doesn't hit, you're going to get bonus bets back to keep the action going. So if it's hockey, football, basketball, whatever it is you're into, you can bet it all in an app that is safe, secure, and built for every kind of fan. And here's the thing you need to know about the FanDuel app. Payouts are fast. The experience is top tier. The interface is quick and easy to use. Download the app or visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. FanDuel Sportsbook is now live in Missouri. Let's go. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required each day. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $20. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Buckle up, St. Louis. The hot stove is already blazing as Heim Bloom gets to work. The Blues look to make December one to remember, and we're following every shift. And as KMOX races towards its 100th anniversary, the Gas House Gang celebrates the legendary voices that made it America's sports voice. Big stories, big moments, and the biggest names in St. Louis sports all month long. The Gas House Gang, weekdays at noon on KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
26 degrees and cloudy in St. Louis. We will have a high today of just 30, and be careful out there. Still some partially covered highways. Most of them are, in fact, partially covered throughout the area. The weather is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America Holiday Concerts.
Get into the spirit of the season with free holiday concerts by the U.S. Air Force Band of Mid-America, December 6th through 12th. Get free tickets and locations at afbandtix.org. That's afbandtix.org.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline nasal spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex. The gentle, ultrafine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Nick, what are you doing?
Well, Adam, Thanksgiving is over, so it's officially time for the holidays.
And it's time for our Legacy Box Cyber Monday sale. Legacy Box is the most meaningful gift you can give this holiday season. It's simple, safe, and has been trusted by millions.
That's right. It's our best sale of the year. Right now, when you go to LegacyBox.com, you can save an unreal 65% on your Legacy Box.
And for a limited time, you can preserve your tapes, film reels, and photos for as low as $27, saving you hundreds.
Hurry, our best sale of the year won't last long. Visit LegacyBox.com for an unreal 65% off during our Cyber Week sale. With limited quantities ready to ship, this deal will go fast.
Shop our Cyber Week sale now at LegacyBox.com/value to take 65% off. Buy your Legacy Box today and send in when you're ready. LegacyBox.com/value.
Tonight, it's men's Billikens basketball action as they face LMU. Pre-game at 8:45, tip at 9 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM, KMOX. Now, Chris and Amy visit with the KMOX newsroom.
And today we talk with Sean Malone, reporter and anchor, who is with us now. We wanted to talk to him about a couple of different things that have happened in the area. We'll get to that fire in a little bit. The fire that took place at the warehouse, the abandoned warehouse on the Gateway South property, which is just south of the Gateway Arch. But we wanted to talk to you first, Sean, about that shooting that happened in Jefferson County on I-55, and you've got some new information for us.
Yeah, so there's finally been a charge. And for those of you that aren't aware, yesterday morning, one trucker shot another trucker on I-55 on the interstate.
You mean like an 18-wheeler? A semi-truck?
Yes. Semi-truck, like 18-wheeler, like commercial truck driving. One of them shot the other on the interstate, and that was actually on my way to work. So, by the time I got there, there's just two semi-trucks pulled over, and didn't get much information from law enforcement on the scene at that time. They didn't really expect the media to be showing up in the middle of the interstate like that. But later come to find out, they charged the man later last night, late in the afternoon, early evening. And now the probable cause statement is out. And it's quite interesting. It's a Florida man story, if you guys are familiar with Florida man. Always
a good
an interesting
Florida man story.
Yeah, and it fits the Florida man vibe story as well.
Okay.
So according to the probable cause statement, Mitchell...
By the way, the driver's not dead who was shot.
No.
Yeah, non-life-threatening injuries.
Yeah, he was shot in the leg, non-life-threatening injuries. He's okay. Spoiler alert. But anyway, so Mitchell Quintana Bentecourt of Florida was detained by deputies, read his Miranda rights, and here's what he told them after that. He thought that the other driver was boxing him in and thought that the other driver had struck his vehicle at some point. And here's where like I said, the Florida man vibes, not just geographically, but it fits the Florida man vibes.
Okay.
He also told law enforcement that he believed the victim, the man he shot, was part of a conspiracy coming from his home state of Florida and was tied to a group threatening him and his family. That is directly verbatim from the probable cause statement.
Okay.
He then took an AR-15, shot through the victim's door
while they're driving.
While they're driving on the interstate, trying to get through a construction zone, and struck him once in the leg. He did that apparently to get him to pull over, and both of them did. Now, the law enforcement also reviewed the dash cam footage from inside the victim's vehicle. There was nothing happening between the two of them, according to the probable cause statement and the review of the dash cam footage. It says that there was no visible altercation between the drivers, and the victim seemed to be completely caught off guard by the shooting. So there was, from the victim's perspective, nothing happening between the two of them, Quintana Bentecourt and the victim, until all of a sudden he got shot in the leg while driving, just doing his job. And
he didn't crash. He was able to pull over?
They both pulled over, no crash or anything like that.
The shooter pulled over.
Yes, because he apparently shot him to get him to pull over, and both waited for law enforcement to arrive. And now he faces assault in the first and armed criminal action.
Do you know which, did he roll down his own window?
I don't know the exact logistics, if he shot through his own vehicle or if he just, rolled down the window, stuck the AR-15 out to his right or his left. I don't know which side the other one was on, which was on, but all we know is that in the middle of I-55 in Jefferson County, this is in the Barnhart area, one driver just shot the other because he thought he was part of some conspiracy to get him in, from his home state of Florida, like complete opposite corner of the country as well. So just a very bizarre situation led up to this.
So my guess is this person is not well.
They haven't said anything of whether or not, mental health, at least in the probable cause statement, mental health exam. They haven't said anything about if there's any drugs. I don't know if maybe they tested him if he was on something and they're waiting for results. It didn't say that they're testing him for anything that I read. But I mean, it's just one of those weird things where it's like, what? There's a lot happening in his reasoning. He's getting boxed in a construction zone. Okay, you're not letting him pass. They hit each other maybe. Then there's also the angle of the conspiracy of whether or not he's part of this group that's out to get you and your family, and you two just both happen to be CDL drivers in the middle of Missouri, states and states away.
Can I just say this to anybody who might be listening and is not passing through, and so they've put KMOX on because they're passing through Missouri.
Maybe they're from Florida and know this guy.
Keep your weirdo crap, your weirdo Florida crap. We have enough weirdo stuff going on in this state. We don't need more.
Missouri's got its own problems without
right.
importing their problems from other states.
Yeah, keep your stupid weirdo Florida crap to yourself.
Like
That's
this
exactly right.
Florida group
don't bring it
following
here.
this Florida man to Missouri. And
an AR-15... Did it say how fast he was driving?
It didn't say how fast he was driving, they're going through a construction zone, but I know that area. I make that commute every day. It's not like it's a bottleneck at any point in slowing down. There's a couple of tight turns, where you kind of have to take like a quick right and then turn straight again on the interstate where the construction zone starts. There's a couple of those in that area, but so I can get why you might feel boxed in if you're two semi-truck 18-wheelers next to each other in that area. But I've never thought it would ever get to the point of escalation where, you know what? I'm going to shoot this man. I'm going to fire a warning shot into his leg.
And he had an AR-15, which is usually a two-hand gun. You can shoot it with one hand, but it, quote, the accuracy suffers greatly. So this guy was able to drive an 18-wheeler through a construction zone and shoot an AR-15 either with one hand on the wheel, or he was driving with his knees and used both hands on the gun and hit the other driver still.
I would like to say quickly that I am very good at driving with my knees.
Don't do that. Don't say that.
While shooting an AR-15,
no, just I can do
while
it.
Eating a Big Mac and smoking a cig.
Yeah, so
it's going to be like the next Winter Olympic event. Next time the Olympics come to the United States. Well, they got like the ski shooting, where they ski and then they have to shoot. Like you gotta, drive a truck cross country in the United States.
Do you think he was surprised that he hit the guy?
I don't know.
Because maybe he wasn't trying to hit the guy; he was trying to hit the truck. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying. That's impressive.
This is
he
why
was
you
able
don't
to use an AR-15 and
This is
shoot
why
a guy.
you don't. This is why you do not fire in somebody's direction ever, unless it is a war.
This is a life
Unless it's
lesson
an
for
actual
all of us.
battle
Yeah,
or
unless it's
something.
war, at which
Yeah.
point then you do fire.
Yes.
In the direction of somebody. This is a life lesson for all of us. First of all, don't drive distracted. Someone could get shot.
My God.
Don't shoot your AR-15 and drive at the same time.
No.
And by the way, MoDOT,
Jeez,
if you're still listening, MoDOT, I can drive a plow with my knees. If you're interested.
The victim is okay.
Yes, the victim was struck in the leg. He was taken to the hospital with
And he has to be,
non-life-threatening injuries.
Absolutely stunned, assuming he's not part of the conspiratorial group that's out to get the other guy. He's got to be stunned. Like, what in the world just happened?
Yeah, because all of a sudden you're just driving, minding your own business. And you don't even, like it said, according to the dash cam footage, there was no altercation between them. So he's just eyes forward. It's 8-something in the morning. He's driving on the interstate.
And this could have been awful.
Could have been really bad.
Because, the driver could have killed somebody. The trucks could have rammed into surrounding cars or rammed into construction workers. This could have been really, really bad.
I think back to now, we've been joking about this, but to make it serious, the Colin Brown killing.
Yes.
That's exactly what this was. It was a rolling gun battle when people were getting onto the interstate. This was at least one shot was fired. It didn't specify whether multiple shots were fired or not, but this is the same kind of situation where a shot was fired and, you hit the truck next to you. It's a big target if you're aiming for the truck and not the driver itself. But, if you miss or if it goes through the window out to the other side, there's gas stations that are there. You could have hit someone off the highway. Could have been
really
bad.
Or you plowed into like traffic slowing down because it's a construction zone. And those big rigs, I mean, they're pretty intimidating anyway.
And conditions aside, those things don't stop quickly.
No, they
so you look
don't.
up and see someone's got their brake lights on in front of you.
Oh, my gosh.
You're probably still plowing into them one way or another. So to make it serious again, between the shooting and the handling of a vehicle that large at that rate of speed, extremely dangerous scenario.
Early Friday morning, a massive fire south of the Gateway Arch grounds in what's the Gateway South, which is supposed to be redeveloped. It's a $1.2 billion redevelopment that is in the works. And there was that massive fire with one of the buildings or at one of the buildings, which is supposed to be, renovated as part of this whole thing. So what do we know about the fire, the aftermath, and then what's to come as far as the redevelopment goes?
So the fire is believed to be started by unhoused individuals staking up this is not
which is like the warehouse
uncommon thing. This happens almost every winter, it seems.
Last summer last
winter there was another one
north of downtown
where the unhoused will go into abandoned buildings, light fires to stay warm, not trying to do anything nefarious, but just trying to survive the winter, and things get out of hand, fire spreads, and all of a sudden the whole building is on fire. And that's what happened with the Crundon Martin warehouse building and the factory building. It's been abandoned for quite a while, but it was part of the redevelopment. And the original structure was, I believe, supposed to be a part of the redevelopment, because if you look at the Gateway South website, their mock-ups of what it's supposed to look like, you see the little connecting bridge between the two parts of the building that says Crundon Martin on it and the Gateway Arch directly behind it. That is now in pieces at this point. The sign Crundon Martin is still there. That didn't fall off, but it is now in considerably worse shape than it was before. And the bridge that's holding it up, it's still up at this point, but a good chunk of it is not there and has been burned away at this point. So, I got a statement. It was initially sent out on Friday from the developers, Millstone, and they basically said that they're still committed to redeveloping it, but they're going to need to kind of reconsider what that looks like now, because this isn't a project like we're going to see with the Millennium Hotel, where it's just demo it and rebuild something entirely new. They were going to use a good chunk of what was already there.
Which I love that idea. I love the idea.
It's got those beautiful red bricks that St. Louis
yes.
is known for. Like, you don't see architecture like that anymore. But now they're going to have to kind of take a step back, because what remains is, I described it on the air this morning, kind of like a skeleton of what was. You see some tall brick walls and corners and things like that, but it's not a building that's there anymore. So now you got to decide, like, okay, are we going to just kind of tuck point as we go and build this brick wall back up, or do we have to scrap our original idea to try to keep the original infrastructure in place, build around that and redevelop that, and just, like I mentioned with the Millennium Hotel, it's a lost cause, tear it down, put something new in its place.
Well, either way, it's a setback.
Yes.
So, that means just even beginning to redevelop it is...
they're just going to have to spend, even beyond what they decide to do with the redevelopment, they are going to have to spend time deciding what to do with the redevelopment. And just that process of changing your plans and, talking to engineers, talking to the architecture or architect that you hired or the firm to design all of this for you, that's going to take some time.
That's too bad.
You're not quite starting back at square one, but at least for the design process, you're kind of about that point.
Well, I'm not sure what you can do because I know that the city is, it's not going to patrol those areas to make sure that people aren't living there.
Now, the Mayor Kara Spencer, I did talk with her, and she did say that that's their effort, is what they're trying to do is outreach to places where they know the homeless continuously hang out, congregate. But you look at the city and how many abandoned buildings there are in the city. It's not possible to get to every single abandoned home, abandoned building, especially if you look at North City, where there's a lot, blocks of abandoned buildings there. It's not exactly easy to pull off trying to, cross all your T's, dot all your I's, check every single abandoned building in the city.
Well, it's a real shame that happened, and hopefully the setback isn't too long, because that would have been really cool to develop that area, because to have that riverfront property in a good part of downtown, or what could be a good part of downtown, and then have it wrecked it's a setback we don't need as a city. Anyway, we appreciate you, Sean. Thank you.
Yep, anytime, guys.
That is Sean Malone from the KMOX newsroom. Gas House Gang coming up at 12 o'clock. Bernie Miklasz, Tom Ackerman, and me. We will talk Cardinals off-season with you on the Gas House Gang. Got a lot coming up on the show, and we appreciate you listening on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Well, I just went to registertoring.com, register to ring, and I signed up to ring the bell at the Red Kettle at Dierberg's in De Pere next week. So I'm super excited about that. It's one of my favorite things to do is to join the Salvation Army with their Red Kettle campaign. And this year, I'm honored to chair the St. Louis Red Kettle campaign. And like I said, I'll be out there at Dierberg's ringing the bell next week. But also, I have a virtual Red Kettle where you can join me and the Salvation Army in helping our neighbors in need. So if you want to donate to my virtual Red Kettle, salarmy.us/Amy Mark Scores. And know that 90 cents of every dollar raised goes directly to services here in the St. Louis area. And all of the funds raised, everything raised here through the Red Kettle campaign, is reinvested locally in St. Louis, whether that is providing a meal for someone who wouldn't have any food for their dinner table, a Christmas gift for a child who otherwise wouldn't have one, or a safe shelter, or even help with addiction. The Salvation Army does the most good. So join me and the Salvation Army with my virtual Red Kettle, salarmy.us/Amy Mark Scores.
This holiday season, experience the power, the intensity, the legendary sound of Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Coming to Enterprise Center for 2 shows, December 23rd at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. A portion of the proceeds from the 3 p.m. show benefits Seitzman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, 2 shows, Enterprise Center, December 23rd. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
Bernie Miklasz here for Saliga Heating and Cooling. Our family's called the Saliga family for 18 years, and we are grateful for Saliga's honesty, knowledge, and professionalism. They're the best. For more info, visit SaligaHeatingandCooling.com.
Hey, just check the mail. We've been invited to a seminar, and dinner is free.
It's gonna be chicken, and it'll taste like Play-Doh.
Don't be fooled. All seminars are not the same. For example, Steve All, an investment advisor representative and founder of the All Financial Group, is hosting a taxes and retirement seminar at his office in Chesterfield on December 10th. Come meet Steve's newest advisor, Tracy Richardson, as she discusses the big beautiful bill, taxes on your Social Security, and more. Tracy will not only cover the hurdles you can face in retirement, but ways to keep more money in your pocket and less in Uncle Sam's. This is a complimentary event, but seating is limited, so reserve your seat today. Call 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
You know, hon, I've always been interested in us buying a timeshare.
I'd rather eat Play-Doh.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Hey guys, Dave and Rach here for our good friends at Smart Mouth. So it is unique by the very definition of the word. It's the only mouth rinse out there with 2 chemicals that combine to prevent bad breath for 24 hours a day with just 2 rinses a day.
Never have bad breath again. You can find Smart Mouth locally at Schno
Schnucks, and Deerbergs, or at Walgreens, Walmart, and Amazon. Visit smartmouth.com to snag a special discount on your next SmartMouth purchase. That's smartmouth.com/Glover.
All right, Missouri, it's finally happening. I've been talking to you about it for a long time now. FanDuel Sportsbook is live and ready to roll here in the Show Me State. I'm fired up. And they're celebrating, by the way, with a little something for everybody. All this week, every customer gets a no-sweat bet every day. So no matter what you're betting on, if it doesn't hit, you'll get bonus bets back to keep the action going. So it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, hockey, or whatever you're into, you can bet it all on an app that's safe, secure, and built for every kind of fan. I can tell you this, it's definitely built for me. I've been using them for years. The interface is quick, the payouts are fast, and the experience is top level. So download FanDuel or visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to get started. It's the FanDuel Sportsbook app, now live in Missouri, and of course the official sportsbook of KMOX. 21 and older and present in Missouri to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required each day. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $20. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Now, before we wrap things up here, it sounds like Jordan Binnington wasn't very happy with getting pulled from the game yesterday. The Blues lost to the Ducks. By the way, Gas House Gang is coming up at 12 o'clock with Bernie, Ackerman, and me, so you'll want to stick around for that. But what's going on here, Amy? Is it just frustration?
Yeah. I mean, he's, as Coach Jim Montgomery said, a fierce competitor. So Binnington, man, he was just off last night, let in 2 goals on the first 5 shots of the game, and there wasn't traffic in front of the net on the second goal. It was just a bad angle, and Binnington had the angle wrong, and it was pretty interesting because as soon as that second goal went in, I mean, Jim Montgomery just, motioned, get Hofer ready. Hofer's going in. So Binnington was definitely chirping at Jim Montgomery as he went off the ice. And then he was not on the bench for a little bit after being pulled, but then walked right back on the bench, sat down, watched the rest of the game from there. I say that because there are some goalies that when they're pulled won't return. We saw that with the playoffs when Connor Hellebuck got pulled a couple of times in the playoffs, and he didn't go back out on the bench. Binnington always goes back out on the bench, to his credit. And Jim Montgomery addressed the yelling back and forth when Binnington was pulled, and he said, we told each other we loved each other and dealt with it afterwards. And he goes, you got to address it right away. He said, we're both fierce competitors. We both want to win. We are both frustrated, but we have since said we loved each other and moved on.
Every time I hear the term fierce competitors, I think of, you ever seen Jerry Maguire?
Yeah.
The Tom.
It's been like a really long time, and I think I've only seen it in parts.
Our business is fierce competitors. I just remember his speech at the end, and then he says, she says, you had me at hello. That whole thing? Yeah.
I always feel like fierce competitors means you're trying to mitigate a situation. Oh, yeah. Ron, when he said that,
he's a
fierce competitor.
Oh, so he did something he shouldn't have done, huh? Oh, what do you want from him? He's emotional.
It's a mitigating phrase, one could say. Hey, it's better to care than to be apathetic.
I agree.
And I actually saw a lot of people didn't mind that Jordan Binnington was mad. They said he should be mad.
Yeah, quit not being good.
That's what people tell me every day.
Stop it. Oh, you're leaving, aren't you?
I am.
Well, have fun then.
Thanks, guys.
We'll be seeing you.
Yeah, I'm going to the mountains.
Is it John and me tomorrow? Brad Young.
Oh, love
I'm with Brad Young tomorrow. We got some legal stuff to talk about with Bradley.
Do.
So
St. Louis was called a legal hellhole.
No, it wasn't hellhole, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about that with him, whatever that means. So anything you missed on the Chris and Amy Show, Odyssey app, KMOX.com, iHeart app, wherever you get your podcasts, we'll be there for you. But the Chris and Amy Show comes back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Next, it is the Gas House Gang on KMOX, talking Cardinals off season. But you wouldn't mind if there was an accident.
I wouldn't mind if she slid into a ditch.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored